Talk Sport, your official general election and football station.
Full live commentary of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany throughout the tournament.
They're off and running!
Plus, almost full commentary at general election started already.
Talk Sport is fast between the posts every day.
Oh, he's got it!
We've got the polls.
And the goals.
What a strike!
We've got the landslides.
And the knee slides.
How about that?
It's balls, ballots and Berlin on your Football 2024 election station.
Oh, that's top European quality!
Order!
Talk Sport.
Talk Sport 2.
24 teams, 10 host cities, 1 glittering prize.
Pump up your summer.
Euro Game Day live
on Talk Sport 2.
Treffers.
It's been 34 years in the making, but Georgia finally take a bow in their first ever major tournament. For Georgians everywhere, it's like birthdays, holidays and Christmases all rolled into one. And at Christmas, the one thing you need, of course, is turkey. Group F gets underway in Dortmund this evening with Turkey against Georgia.
And here's Goulet, right-hand corner of the box. Oh, what a goal! What an extraordinary goal from this youngster!
Arda Güler is only 19. He's a young player that plays with no fear and really good to watch. Great crosser of the ball on his right foot.
I think the problem for them really is, like so many of these teams we talked about it with the Netherlands as well, lack of a centre forward really.
And it's been turned home by Kvaratskhelia, and Georgia take the lead.
The interesting thing is that he's used in a slightly different role than he is with Napoli, because Napoli, of course, play him on the left wing.
Yeah, welcome to Dortmund, where the rain has been tumbling for most of the afternoon ahead of this opening fixture in Group F. Portugal against Czechia gets underway at 8 o'clock tonight, UK time, of course. That will be over on Talk Sport. Ahead of that, Georgia take their bow in these Euro competitions, their first ever major tournament. And of course, Turkey are the opponents today. We're going to run you through the two teams then, as the stadium fills up, capacity 62,000 in Dortmund. Let's start with Turkey. Matt Gunok is the goalkeeper. It's a flat back four for them this evening, chosen by Vincenzo Montella. Ferdi Cardiolo is the left back. Abdul Kerim Bardic is the centre half on the left hand side. Samit Akaydan will be on the right hand side of the centre half pairings, and Matt Muldush will play wide on this right hand side as the right fullback. The two central midfielders, should I say, are Khan Alihan and Hakan Shahanolo, who will be holding in central midfield. The interesting part about this Turkey side, two teenagers chosen, two wide players as well. Wide on the left-hand side, Kenan Yıldız. Very impressive season so far, or in the last season for Juventus, for Kenan Yıldız. And on the right-hand side, Arda Güler, who plays, of course, for Real Madrid and was on the substitutes bench for that Champions League final. In the supporting 10 role, Orkun Kökçü, and then up front, Barış İpek Yilmaz. So that's how Turkey will line up for this fixture. As for this Georgian side, ranked 75 in the world, the lowest ranked team at these Euros. In goal, Georgi Mamardashvili, one of the hottest prospects around Europe from the goalkeeping front. The three centre halves, as they'll play, Solomon Kwekpele will be alongside Guram Kashia and Lasha Duwaki, and then the two fullbacks on the right hand side bombing forward will be Orta Kakabadze, and on the left hand side Georgi Sitashvili, and then we have three in central midfield. Another Georgi, there's 8 in total in the squad, by the way. Georgi Chakvedanze, alongside him Georgi Kosharashvili, and then also Anzor Mekvabashvili will be the three central midfielders. And up front, certainly one name that's going to be fairly familiar. Pelea of Napoli, of course, the Georgian Player of the Year for the last 4 seasons. And Georges Mikotadze will be partnering him up front for Georgia. Certainly a mouthful for myself and the former England World Cup defender Alvin Martin to get our teeth around this afternoon.
I felt like giving you a round of applause before we even started there.
Listen, there may have been the odd mistake in there, Alvin. Let's not get too excited. Alvin Martin is alongside me for this one then. I mean, a huge moment for Georgian football. If you go back in history, of course, to when they split from the Soviet Union, it has been like they say, about 34 years in the making for this to happen, but what a moment for them.
Absolutely, and what a motivation for the the players themselves. You're in a position where you can become an absolute national hero, but to win a game even in the tournament would be a massive step forward. But now, what a wonderful achievement. I played against some of the great players that played in the early 80s, for that great team, Dynamo Tbilisi, and who's to say that they can't have another influx of great talent over the next decade or so.
Well, there's only a couple of these who play their club football in Georgia. They come from 24 different clubs, the squad, and 18 countries around the world. We'll dig deeper into this Georgian side and the Turkey side shortly, but ahead of kickoff, let's get an odds update with William Hill.
In the Zone on TalkSport 2 with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
And joining us to look ahead to this opening fixture in Group F is Alex Dunn. Hi, Alex.
Hi, lads. Looking forward to this one. We've got Turkey in at 13-20. The draw is 11-4, and Georgia are 24-5. And could be a bit of value, I'm surprised that Georgia are quite so big in the betting. 3 markets to focus on here. We'll start with Flash Odds, which is live right now. Kvaratskhelia to have a shot on target, boosted from 2-1 on, all the way out to even money. You can back that now at evens up to £20 for Kvaratskhelia to have a shot on target, and I do think he'll be key to how Georgia fare here. How about this for a bet builder? Both teams to score in the match, Kvaratskhelia to score at any time, and Orkun Koçu to be carded for Turkey. I know he's playing in a fairly advanced role, but he does like a yellow card or two. That is a 22-1 bet builder that you can boost using your 25% boost to 27.5-1. And in a game that, for an outright point of view, is tricky to call, I think that could be the player. But yeah, Flash Odds, Kvaratskhelia, shot on target, even money, available right now.
That was the latest from William Hill. Please gamble responsibly. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
In the Zone on TalkSport 2 with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
All right, let's look ahead to the action. Thanks to Burger King.
Big match preview on TalkSport 2 with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now.
So having quite rightly a big focus on Georgia qualifying for their first international tournament, but it's a big one for Turkey as well. The first time they've qualified for 3 Euros in a row, but the last one in particular, they were statistically the worst team of the 24, and obviously there was a change in coach around September time with Vincenzo Montella coming in to replace Stefan Kuntz. The form's not been great in recent times in the build-up to this tournament, and a few calling for his head already. So if ever there's a time for the Georgians to be playing Turkey, it's probably now.
Yeah, that's right. And look at the both of these teams have got different types of pressure, but surely all of the real pressure is on Turkey. They're expected to win this game, and Willy Sanyol's been building that up in the build-up to the game, saying that we've got nothing to lose and everything to gain, and all the pressure is on Turkey. And I'm sure that's the way the players will feel. But this tournament, the tournament football in general, is all about dealing with the pressure, and I think that's what Turkey have got to do. They've got to be able to take the game to Georgia. They've got the attacking players certainly to do that, but tournament football is all about not making mistakes. So while it's about attacking today, and they're I'm sure going to be very adventurous in the way they set up Turkey, it's when they turn over the ball. I think that's where Georgia will be a real threat, because they won't just sit back and gift the ball back to Turkey. They will look at committing people forward and playing a really, really intelligent counter-offensive.
Well, they topped Group D in qualification, finishing ahead of Croatia and Wales. For Georgia, a different story, a tough qualification group. They only finished 4th in Group A, but because of their previous excellent performances in the Nations League, they got through in those playoffs. That was a look ahead to the action in association with Burger King.
Big match preview on TalkSport 2 with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now.
And the sea of Turkish flags being waved around the Dortmund Arena, and a fair array of Georgian as well. There is a large Turkish community, of course, in Germany. And the two teams arrive onto what is a very wet playing surface. Plenty of storms and heavy rain around Germany earlier this afternoon. A couple of the fan parks were closed off. Temperature-wise, around 19 degrees or so. It's a slightly different approach to the yellow wall we usually see in Dortmund. Red and white adorning the stadium. Capacity of 62,000. I don't think you're going to find many spare seats in this evening as Group F gets underway. A reminder, Portugal against Czechia is coming later. That's over on Talk Sport. That gets underway 8 o'clock, of course, UK time kickoff, 9 o'clock in Germany. And the build-up starts from 7 with Adrian Durham over on Talk Sport. But now it's time for the national anthems, starting with Georgia, of course. It's an anthem that means freedom when translated. The music taken from a couple of Georgian operas, and a wonderful moment in the stadium, sung with such gusto by those Georgian fans. Here's the Turkish anthem. The Independence March, it's got 10 verses usually, but then they use a couple here. But what an atmosphere inside the stadium. Two of the most passionate renditions of anthems you'll have heard so far at this Euros competition. The final group about to get underway, both in tracksuit tops at this moment in time. The Georgians all in white with "I am Georgia" stencilled onto the back of those tracksuit tops. The Turkish players are all in red as well. In terms of our officials in charge, well, it's Facundo Tello of Argentina who is the man in the middle. He'll be ably supported by Alejandro Hernandez, the Spaniard who is in charge of VAR, and our own David Coote will be assisting as part of that process, and plenty of VAR interventions as we saw around this time yesterday in that game involving Belgium, of course. 35 places separating these two sides, Alvin. I mean, one of the interesting things about this Turkish side, they've got 3 teenagers in the squad. He's deployed 2 of them today with pace down the flanks, and they're really going to try and get at this Georgian side.
Well, I think if you have got, fearless, wide, young players, then if you are going to play them, the wider areas is always certainly my preference, because I think they play without any fear. They just go at somebody, not even thinking that they're going to lose the possession of the ball. I think it's a tremendous weapon to have, that freedom.
It was back in 1989 the breakup of the Soviet Union began, the split officially occurring in 1990, and it wasn't until 1993 that Georgia became a member of FIFA and also UEFA. You heard Alvin talk about his memories from Dinamo Tbilisi. They won that Cup Winners' Cup back in 1981, the biggest success really for Georgian football, probably up until today, and that playoff win to get them here.
Yeah, and these sort of decades or the Georgian team of the present, it isn't just about performing well in this tournament. If they were to, Adam, then there are young Georgian footballers watching this who are inspired by it. And we've seen generations come from an inspirational performance at a European Championship just by getting to the European Championships, and it's incredible the effect that it can have on a nation in a sporting way.
Well, it's funny because since Karatelia has become this pin-up ball poster boy of Georgian football, the actual number of kids enrolling in football schools has doubled in the last few years, and it is those individuals and those big moments that create those kind of inspirations for kids, isn't it?
Yeah, and every now and again you do need an influx of real quality. We've seen like the Danish teams and the Dutch teams, all of a sudden you end up with 8 players that are world class, and that's when you really do go places.
All in white then, Georgia are going to get us underway, kicking from left to right in the opening 45 minutes. The final group to get underway at Euro 2024. It's Group F, and the atmosphere is extraordinary inside this wonderful stadium in Dortmund, the BVB Stadion, of course. Usually around this time it's quite tricky with the view. You need your windy, stormy day in Germany, and immediately Turkey with some possession wide on the right hand side. Early touch for Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who has it on that right touchline. Infield he goes, back towards halfway. Plenty of experience within this Turkish side as well. Sayoncu, of course, a big miss for them at centre half, and then there was another injury picked up in the lead up to the tournament in training, of course. That was Enes Ünal from Bournemouth, who fractured a toe in training and missing from the squad as well. So it's not been the easiest of starts to this campaign for Vincenzo Montella. One journalist in a press conference jokingly said, "Are you getting ready to resign?" So a bit of pressure on this Turkish side, but early on here just looking to keep possession of the football, and doing it quite well. Yıldız on this near side just drops that on short for Kirkçi, and then it's helped on its way once more to Alihan, and controlled by Akaydon out wide to that right hand side. Güler is there, back infield once more inside the centre circle, where it's picked up by Bardacek, and now again on that left hand side for Guardiola. And Turkey just taking the sting out of the game early on here, and Georgia staying very tight in his shape. That's a long ball over the top that was being chased down desperately by Yilmaz. He doesn't get there, and in the end it's safely gathered by Mamadashvili away to our left hand side, and Georgia get some early possession at last, Alvin.
Yeah, look, I'd expect Turkey to have the lion's share, no doubt about that, but I think what we're seeing is Turkey showing respect to Georgia. They're no mugs, they've qualified, deserve to be here, and if they do overcommit or make mistakes, they're a team, although they're one of the lowest in terms of seeding and quality, they've certainly got a belief in what they're trying to do, and the fact that they've made it this far, it tells you that they've done something right at it.
Well, there was only one team lower in the FIFA rankings that have actually qualified for the Euros in the past. That was Austria. They were 92nd, and that was back in 2008, and they only got in because they were co-hosts at the time. But obviously the Nations League provides these opportunities. 4 years ago, North Macedonia beat Georgia in the playoff to reach Euro 2020, but then finally Georgia got the job done against Greece in that penalty shootout, having beaten Luxembourg as well en route via those playoffs. Possession for Turkey just inside their own half, as it's been for most of the opening 3 minutes here in Dortmund, as it's chested down at the edge of the penalty area by Yilmaz. It almost breaks out to Kirkçi, and now a charge on this near side by Yıldız, and helped back on its way towards Çalhanoğlu, and that's one towards the back post and just over the top of Kirkçi, who was trying to get round and get his head to it. It's a delightful ball that was delivered in that time by Arda Güler, and just over the top of the advancing number 10, who's playing with a 6 on his back, but in that supporting role to Yilmaz, and a bright start here for this Turkish side, Alvin.
Yeah, they're certainly knocking the ball about. I think they look like they're full of certainly belief, and I think they'll realise that maybe they have got to take the game to Georgia. They've got the better attacking players, and it's certainly a strength of theirs. You know, they are good going forward, and they've got obviously the youth that you've mentioned already on both flanks, but they do play with a lot of adventure.
Mamadashvili with the long clearance. Now a chance to charge forward here for Kvaratskhelia, right down that left-hand side. Ball played into the Turkish penalty area, is cleared away at the edge of the 6-yard box, well that time by Akaydon, but they've won it back. Georgia, referee says no foul. Chance here towards the edge of the penalty area, but again the attempted 1-2 that was looked for by Kvaratskhelia is snuffed out, and Turkey can try and clear, and they will with pace down this left-hand side, charging forward towards the edge of the box, and a good intervention that time towards his own penalty area by Mekvashvili, and it's cleared out on this near side for a throw to Turkey.
What a quick start, really is. You know, frenetic, 100 miles an hour. You know, it bodes well for the game.
The ball inside the Georgian penalty area is dealt with quite easily that time. Good defensive work once more by Kasia. Just got there ahead of Kirchi, who was trying to win the header. Corner of the game, and it goes to Turkey.
Well, you know, there's certainly a sign that they're going to dominate possession. They're going to look at really taking chances, Turkey. But whenever they turn the ball over, we've just seen it there. They break really quickly, Georgia.
Giro Game Day Live on TalkSport 2. 5 minutes played. Turkey 0, Georgia 0. Corner from this right-hand side, swung to the edge of the 6-yard box. It's a good header, but it's a header that's over the crossbar in the end. He rose quite nicely that time and just tried to get it on target, did Alihan, but it was over the bar. But there's the danger signs.
Yeah, but we've certainly got some height in that situation. It was contested, he was being put under pressure, and if anything, it was just a little too high for him. You know, it's okay getting the contact on the ball. He got quite a heavy contact, but he couldn't get over the ball. You've got to be able to get over that ball to direct it back down. He couldn't do that.
First meeting between these sides in 12 years. It was 2012 when they last encountered in a friendly in Austria. That was won by Turkey 3-1. The only victory they've managed actually was back in February 2007 in Tbilisi. The only time Georgia have managed to win a game between these two sides. But it is only their 6th meeting in total. Turkey again on this left-hand side with possession. And again it's Guardiola who just gives it infield once more to Abdulkadir Bardic, who has possession inside the centre circle. Now on this left-hand side again, Guardiola looking to advance into more Georgian territory. The side in blue, lovely little pass through the centre. Nice 1-2 towards the edge of the penalty area as well, orchestrated by Çalhanoğlu, and the driven shot comes in from Çalhanoğlu, and it's towards the edge of that penalty area where it's well blocked, and then I think a little nick that time on Sitashvili, and he's gone down, maybe feeling a bit of discomfort. One of the many Georgis in this side.
Well, there's a slight contact there, you know, but it's a player that's thrown himself to the floor, hoping to get a free kick, and the referee has been obliging in that respect, and I hope we don't see too much of that, Adam. You know, I think referees in the Premier League and generally around Europe now, when they're seeing players do that, they just wave and play on, and I think that needed to be done there.
Former England World Cup defender Alvin Martin alongside me here. Turkey 0, Georgia 0. Certainly made the most of that challenge, didn't he? There's no doubt about it. He's one of the 2 players in this Georgian squad who actually play their football in Georgia. Not too many of them. They are spread around Europe and the world, to be fair. Almost 8 minutes played, and Turkey have possession, as they have for most of the early exchanges. Kasia, the centre half, wide on the right hand side. Ball comes forward here for Turkey. Infield again, plenty of the ball being seen by the captain, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who is of course carrying plenty of experience for this Turkish side. They break down the left once more, this time with Yıldız, who looks to come infield again. He's combining with Kirchi. They keep the ball quite nicely, work it back to Bardic. And now out wide on this right-hand side. Muldush will look to deliver towards the back post, which he does, where Yıldız is up, and it's out of play for what will be another corner.
Well, they've certainly come out of the blocks quick, haven't they, Turkey? They've tried to put Georgia under a lot of pressure, having really good possession and in good areas as well. It's forcing Georgia really just sit back a little too deep.
Güler will deliver this time on this left-hand side. Nice chip towards the edge of that 6-yard box, and a good header this time. And it was just off target for Bardakçı. Wasn't far away from giving Turkey the lead. And we said set pieces are going to be a problem. They've won them fairly convincing so far.
Yeah, they have, but I think the Georgian defenders have just done enough, Adam. You know, they've just done enough to stop them being able to have a free header. Otherwise, that, I think, is a goal. He was under enough pressure just to force him not to be able to get the direction that he wanted on the header.
Should actually probably be a corner, because you're right, they defended it quite well. It took a deflection. Yıldız inside the penalty area. The ball looking to be cut back towards him again, which it is this time. Driven at the edge of the box, off the post, inside of the post. It's a rasping effort from Kaan Alihan. Hits the inside of the post, skews across the 6-yard box, and out of play. Well, that's the Georgian goal frame saving them this time round.
Well, one thing is for sure, Marmadush, feel like all he can do is watch it, because it's such a well-driven shot with his right foot. It's coming across him. It's not an easy one, but he strikes it so well. It hits the inside of the post and then goes across the goal line, nearly hits the other post. Fabulous strike.
Doesn't leave the ground. It certainly skids on this wet playing surface, and he's inches away from giving Turkey the lead here with 10 minutes gone. But it remains Turkey 0, Georgia 0. You're listening to TalkSport 2, it's Euro Game Day Live, and Georgia just trying to get a foothold in this game, because at the moment it is one-way traffic all the way.
Well, it's been a really quick start to the game. Fabulous first 10 minutes for Turkey, no doubt about that, and they should be deservedly 1-0 up.
Cleared away from the edge of the penalty area. Karatelia trying to work the shot at the edge of the box, deflection, and a save has to be made, and is made by Matt Gunot, forced into action. Well, it took a deflection, the shot in the end that was driven in, and it really was a good stop as he got down low to his right-hand side and managed to deny Mekbaşvili, and it was off the back again this time of Bardakçı, and it's going to be a corner for Georgia this time.
Good save, awkward save as well, going the wrong way on the half volley.
Corner swung towards that back post, and he gets a fingertips to it that time. Does Gunot? It's back into the danger zone towards the back post, half cleared away. Edge of the penalty area, Georgia still on the attack, tried to bend one, and it's over the top of the bar. Not a bad effort, not too far away. And their first couple of attacks, all of a sudden, they've got this Turkish defence at 6s and 7s.
Well, do you know what? Sometimes you look at games before the competition starts, before the tournament starts, and you think, well, what's going to happen here? We have seen a lovely 10 minutes here. A really attack-oriented game by both teams, mainly Turkey, I've got to say. But Georgia are on here to make the numbers up, and it's to and fro, and it's got the look of a game that might do that, and it's going to be really interesting to see which way the first goal goes, because that's going to play a massive importance on the game. I think if they were to concede Georgia, I think they've got enough players in this team, Adam, to really commit people forward and go looking for an equaliser. So I think we've got a really well-balanced game on our hands here.
A guide on for Turkey inside the centre circle, just trying to work it forward. The man who had that shot that rasped against the post, Alihan, involved out wide on that right-hand side now. Muldush is there, gets it back inside for Güler, inside the penalty area, on his right foot towards the back post, and just over the top of Yıldız, who was coming in. Couldn't quite get there. Chance now maybe for Georgia to clear, and they do. And it'll be a throw for Turkey on this near side, but what build-up play there from Güler again.
Yeah, now they're playing well and getting good possession in good areas, not just around the halfway line, around the edge of the penalty box. But again, what you've got to say is that Georgia are showing a lot of ability in terms of defending, certainly them crossfield balls on the far post there.
Here they come again, Turkey. They'll get themselves a throw right by the corner flag down this left-hand side. Dominating proceedings so far, but without a goal. 13 minutes played, Turkey 0. Georgia 0, helped on inside the penalty area. Yıldız just done brilliantly, fires the shot from a tight angle on the left-hand side, and it's well saved in the end by Giorgi Mamardashvili, who does brilliantly to keep that out. tight angled shot. Here come Georgia, looking to respond, but easily snuffed out in midfield by Turkey.
Yeah, they're just starting to give the ball away a little quickly now, Georgia, and they've got to be careful of this. I think you can see that you're just starting to be knocked out of their stride by the superiority of the Turkish side. But it's a fast game. Surely it is going to slow down. It can't keep going at this pace.
Çalhanoğlu just feeding it out wide to this near side, but Guardiola, who holds possession on this near touchline, tipped inside to the run that was being made that time by the ever busy number 6 Orkun Kökçü, and it's back once more with Baracı, and down this left hand side Yıldız on the charge again, but it's well defended this time by Kakabadze for Georgia, and it's out for a throw down this right hand touchline.
He's impressed at right back, for Georgia. He's somebody that has been put under a lot of pressure. He's really defended the far post well in the air, and he's got a handful in terms of trying to deal with Yıldız. He's certainly a young player, as we said before the game, with lots of ability, lots of pace, and he's getting lots of service, no doubt about it, on this left hand side for Turkey.
Yeah, that shot from Yıldız, well beaten away by the keeper, but he's only on his 8th cap. But he's full of confidence. Scored on his debut against Germany. Turkey have possession inside their own half. Quarter of an hour gone. Turkey 0, Georgia 0. Down this left-hand side again. Turkey on the attack, courtesy of Guardiola. Lovely switch of play to the right-hand side where he picks out Arda Güler, who holds possession nicely under all sorts of pressure, being harried and hassled this time by Koşarashvili, but he's done well to keep possession for Turkey. They work it back towards halfway, and then again out wide on the left with Yıldız. Once more the two centre-halves combined for Turkey, and it ends up at the feet of Akaydın. Down that right-hand touchline, a couple of runs made but ignored that time by Çalhanoğlu, and it's going all the way back this time to Günok away to our right hand side. You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport 2, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. Just a couple of games, of course, today in the Euros for you to feast your ears upon, but plenty of other content around TalkSport via the website at talksport.com, of course, and our social media channels as well. We have Germany covered on every single level. Whatever your content might be, we've got it for you. And a reminder, we've got another live game for you tonight over on TalkSport. That's the game between Portugal and Czechia. Plenty of big names, big Premier League names. Bruno Fernandes and the like, Ronaldo, of course. Cristiano Ronaldo, will he start? That's a question that appears to have been asked. That game live over on TalkSport tonight from 7 o'clock UK time.
Well, Turkey have certainly started quickly. They've gone out in the group stages the last 2 tournaments, and they've started particularly slow. And they did promise that they'd come out the block quickly, and they've been true to their word.
Certainly have. Kvaratskhelia does really well as he puts the ball inside the penalty area. But again, it evades everyone and is controlled on this near side by Guardiola. Back towards their own goalkeeper here, Günok, who has seen a couple of bits of action so far. Georgia, probably for one of the first times, just for a moment, they have possession of the ball on halfway with a little bit of time. Sikashvili on that far side just keeps hold of possession. Exchange of passes. Koşarashvili in midfield. And they're happy this time to go all the way back to Giorgi Mamardashvili. I was saying earlier, one of the most sought after keepers he looks in Europe. 23 years of age, from Valencia, of course. Saved the penalty in that shootout which got them here. So very much taking on the role of national hero as well, the keeper. As that's cleared away on that far side by Duel. Doesn't go into touch though, yes it does, just about. And it will be a throw for Turkey midway inside Georgian territory. Ball clipped forward towards the edge of the penalty area again. Yıldız goes down, he's switched over to that right hand side now. It's a fairly free-flowing formation here for this Turkish side. Just space opening up on this left hand side for Guardiola, who clips one into the penalty area. fires one good header away, and then a second clearance that comes in by the right boot of Kakabadze, but the offside flag was up, and that will be a free kick for Georgia inside their own penalty area. With nearly 19 minutes played, it's still 0-0.
Yeah, and it's a fairly impressive 19 minutes for Turkey. They've done everything else but score. Hit the post. How that didn't go in, I don't know, but it's been constant wave after wave after wave. But credit to Georgia. You know, they've shown a lot of resilience, a lot of know-how, togetherness, which you need, you know, to be solid as a whole unit.
75% possession so far with Turkey. That comes as no great surprise from what we've feasted our eyes on so far in Dortmund. Thankfully the rain has ceased, and the Georgians are attacking the goal where our supporters are away to the right hand side. That's volleyed across the penalty area, but there's some space here on the left hand side as he looks to deliver the ball in. The keeper will gather, just takes a deflection that time as the left-footed ball was played across by Mekvashvili, and it's gathered in the end quite comfortably by Gunnar.
Well, we haven't seen the right wing back for Georgia get forward too often, but he did on that occasion. Badze, and he volleyed the ball with his right foot across the face of the goal there. You know, it really was. It was begging somebody to make a run around 6 yards out. Nobody did it. We eventually found a player on the far side, but if he can deliver that sort of quality from that right hand side, then it could be a problem for Turkey, you know, going forward if they can get into them sort of positions there, Georgia.
Yeah, Mekvashvili wasn't even picked up at all by anyone on that left-hand touchline. Turkey, though, with possession again, deep inside Georgian territory, down this left-hand side, just trying to work it again. They're all in red, the Georgians all in white with the odd red patch on their shirts, and the shot comes in from inside the penalty area, but he was just losing his feet a little as he tried to poke that goalwards, and in the end it's comfortably wide and never troubling the goalkeeper.
In fact, he could have stepped over that, really. He could have stepped over and then maybe spun and tried to get the little wall pass off the next attacker that was in line with him. But it was good, intricate little small passes there, and they're going to need to take chances around that final third. You know, little flicks around the corner balls. You know, if they come off and somebody can read it, you know, they're going to get in. But you know, you don't want to be playing too readable in terms of just playing the obvious all the time.
87th cap for Hakan Çalhanoğlu. 45 goals in Serie A throughout his career. High scoring Turkish player ever to grace Serie A. Wearing the captain's armband, but maybe not making the captain's choice with that last effort on goal. Heading towards the midway point of the first half. Turkey 0, Georgia 0. Foul given by referee Tello on that far side.
Shouldn't say this really, but you know, we've seen a really competitive game, 100 miles an hour. We haven't seen a card yet, have we?
No, not at all. Nothing.
Well done, referee.
No, yeah, I was going to say there's nothing too dodgy in any of the tackles so far. There's not a soft one on Matt Boldush. It was a foul, but the free kick taken quickly by Turkey on that right-hand side. As we watch on, it's clipped towards the edge of the penalty area on the right line, taken down and picked up by Güler this time. Goes back towards halfway. And a terrific end to the season for Real Madrid. 6 goals in 7 games. Forward come Turkey again towards the edge of the penalty area, just trying to make room for a shot, and it's a driven shot that cannons right at the defender. It was Orkun Gökçe was trying to find some room. He found room, but did nothing more than blast it against the head of Duel in the Georgian defensive line. Good keeping of the ball that time round by Çakvadadze. He plays that wide to the left-hand touchline. Sitashvili. Now they're on the charge once more, and it's Karatelia as usual who's trying to make hay down that left-hand side towards the edge of the penalty area. However, it's back at the feet of Matt Gunok in the Turkish goal, and he can have the time and the space to calmly play the ball out down this near touchline. No foul, says the referee, and Georgia gather possession again. Just inside the Turkish half. We are beyond the midway point of this first half by about a minute or so. It's still 0-0, and at this point I'm thinking if you're Willy Sagnol, you're quite happy.
Yeah, I think what you are happy about, Adam, is the fact that you've come up against the Turkey side. They've really gone for it and put you under pressure, but you've looked so solid as a team.
Thoughts of Alvin Martin as listeners to Talk Sport join us. In Dortmund, it's Turkey 0, Georgia 0. Almost 24 minutes played. Possession-wise, dominated by Turkey, but the Georgians, making their first ever appearance in a major tournament, are certainly giving as good as they get. They've not had the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both managers, for different reasons, were pleased. Certainly with the first 24 minutes, Turkey have dominated. There should be a goal up, to be honest. But overall, Georgia have looked so solid. They've protected their goal. Apart from that one shot that hit the inside of the post, there ain't really too many other clear-cut chances that Turkey have been able to. And there's a real togetherness. I thought they might have showed a little bit of rustiness, Georgia. They haven't played many games. Only played one game since qualifying there, but they look really up for this game, as you'd expect.
Turkey attacking again down the left-hand side. Cardiolo just getting it forward towards Yıldız, and they'll take possession with Güler in the middle of the park for Turkey again, all in red, away to our left-hand side towards the edge of the penalty area. Chance again for Yıldız inside the penalty area. Cardiolo cuts it back towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Driven, shot it in! And Turkey lead! What a strike as well on the volley! It's an absolute stunner from Matt Mulduş into the top corner. It's a terrific strike, his second goal for Turkey. And the Fenerbahce fullback sends the stadium into raptures. 25 minutes gone. It's Turkey 1, Georgia 0.
Well, a perfect volley, absolutely perfect volley. I mean, it's great play in the build-up, and when the ball's eventually cut back, it comes out on the volley. He's got a long time to watch it. It's on his right foot, and Mulduş just keeps his eye on the ball, gets through the ball, and no goalkeeper in the world is stopping this. Wonderful technique, and well deserved to put them 1-0 up.
Well, his only goal previously came against Gibraltar back in 2020, but he's on the mark for Turkey here. 25 minutes played, Turkey 1, Georgia 0. Coverage continues right now on TalkSport 2. The celebrations from Vincenzo Montella say it all. I mean, that's the sweetest of strikes, isn't it?
Well, it's such a difficult skill as well. It's not one that's come out from 2 yards, 3 yards. It's a long way. He's got to watch it all the way. He's also being put under pressure, so he's got to keep his eye on the defender coming at him and the ball at the same time. And then you've got to find the narrowest of space.
Well, when they're in again here, Turkey down the right-hand side, edge of the penalty area, cut across, poked home! And it's Yıldız makes it 2. It's 2 in 2 minutes for the Turks, and the Georgian dream is being torn apart by Turkey. Yıldız on target, his second goal for Turkey, and the concentration's gone, and the stands have gone wild. Huge Turkish contingent inside this Dortmund stadium, and they have the advantage by 2 clear goals now. It's Turkey 2, Georgia 0.
Well, massive turnaround in the game. It really, well, look, this Georgian side have come out, and up to that point of the first goal, conceding it, have looked rock solid. They've been together, they've been disciplined. But after conceding the first goal, they just lost all of their discipline. It looked like they was chasing the equalizer immediately and paid the price. Now, there's a goal check going on here, so it hasn't been confirmed yet. But if that is 2-0, you've got to look at Georgia and think, have you let your hearts start to play this game rather than your heads?
So the question mark here, Alvin, is when the ball was played across, Orkun Kökçü made the first effort and did touch it, and it is offside. It's been disallowed. The goal review, and Turkey's joy is short-lived. But Georgia live to fight another day.
There's a lesson that they've got to learn very quickly from that, Adam, as well, because they did all push forward, left the gap there, and that's millimetres from being onside. So they've got away with that one. It's only 1-0. You've got to keep your heads, be sensible. You'll find your way back into this game, but don't try and rush it. Don't try and take unnecessary risks so early from conceding that first goal, because They're still very much in the game. At 2-0 it would have been a mountain to climb.
Koshashvili is the player that's gone down and won the free kick here for Georgia, midway inside their own half, and he'll stay down for a minute, probably get some treatment just to allow his team to regroup after the last 4 or 5 minutes.
What a game though, Adam. I've really enjoyed the game. I mean, you know, like I said, we didn't know what to expect coming into it. We knew that this was a game that both teams would feel that certainly Turkey would feel they'd have to win. Georgia at least draw. So there's a lot on it, obviously, but it's been so open, so fresh in terms of entertainment. It's been brilliant.
But Turkey have lost all 5 of their opening games at Euros competitions. They've only scored once prior to today. That was against Italy back in 2000. They've got some defending to do now down that left-hand side, and he's forced into a save. It's a wonderfully drilled effort that Matt Gunot has to palm away from that left-hand touchline. It's a really decent strike from Sitashvili.
Yeah, it is, and it's one that he certainly had to deal with there. And down this left-hand side there, have looked quite good, haven't he, George? There's a bit more space down there. Maybe it's something going into the game that they'll look to expose a little bit more.
Just the first time we're seeing those fullbacks just get into the game. Sitashvili doing incredibly well with that effort. Here's the corner towards the near post, headed away, and the captain's back there doing his work. Çalhanoğlu out for another throw to Georgia on that far side, looking to take it quickly. Jack Verdadze was screaming at his team to get a move on. There's a bit of smoke fills the air from the flares that were let off with that second Turkish goal that ended up being disallowed. Half an hour gone. Turkey 1, Georgia 0. You're listening to Talk Sport 2. Wide on that left-hand side. Here's the main man for Georgia, Kvaratskhelia. He's seen plenty of the ball. There's been a few exciting runs, but no telling moments so far. Kakabadze gets it back towards halfway. Georgia now just for a moment keeping possession. And they come again on halfway. Georgia just looking to find a breakthrough and just pulling that Turkish defence around a little bit. They've got a bit of space here on that far side. Again, it's with Sitashvili. Gives the ball infield once more for Georgia. And we're now just trying to peg Turkey back to the right-hand side. Kakabadze. Back towards halfway again. Once more in the centre circle. Worked out wide to the left-hand side by Kashia. And now it's picked up by Kvaratskhelia again. He's just encouraging some movement around him, just to give him some better options as he was moving diagonally across the middle part of the playing surface deep inside Turkish territory. Here again is Kakabadze on this near side towards the edge of the penalty area. Dancing little run, holding the ball up nicely is Koshashvili, and he's turned home at the near post, and Georgia have their first goal in the Euros. Mikotadze with a neat little finish into the bottom corner. He puts it past Gunot at the near post, and what a moment for this Georgia side and for these Georgia supporters inside the Stadion Dortmund. They celebrate, the flags are waving. They have their first goal in a major tournament, and it's Turkey 1, Georgia 1.
Well, the first goal was spectacular for Turkey. This was so well worked. It really was a good team goal. They've kept possession for the longest period of the game. But that ball into the near post, he's 7 yards out, and this is just instinct, pure instinct. He gets his right foot to it, it finds the bottom left-hand corner, the only place it could have gone to score. Looking at it, maybe the keeper will feel that he should have done better there, Adam, but you've got to give credit to the finish.
Really tidy finish indeed. And they're just checking whether, they're just showing us actually the replay of the earlier offside decision. The celebrations here, everyone's happy, obviously everything will be checked, but we are back underway. Turkey 1, Georgia 1, and we've got a game on our hands now, haven't we?
Oh, it's a brilliant game so far, absolutely. But look at Turkey, the one that was ruled off, the second goal was ruled off. It was his foot, wasn't it? It was an inch or 2 inches. That's how close it was to being 2-0.
Very tidy finish for Georgia, tucked away nicely by the 23-year-old. Scored a penalty against Cyprus in qualifying. That was his contribution to the qualifying campaign, despite making 10 appearances in total, so he appeared throughout. But a lovely little finish there. He was on loan at Metz towards the end of the season as well. Georgia's Mikautadze, notching only his 11th goal for his country, but it's only 26th cap today as well. Turkey won, Georgia won. You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport 2, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. Turkey lose possession inside the centre circle. That's going to be a free kick. Could be the first yellow card as well. And it is. And it's a yellow card that goes to Abdul Kerim Bardache. Little tug of the shirt that time on the goal scorer, Mikautadze.
Yeah, an alternative for Teller, the referee, to give a yellow card there. You know, a definite pull back, and he's away really. He's away. He's got a ball to his left-hand side, which has been their dangerous flank, Georgia. On that left-hand side, they've looked really good. But on the right is where they got the goal from.
And here they come down the right once more, running into the danger zone. Oh, just put wide. Oh, that should have been two. What a chance that was. And again, it's Mikautadze around the penalty spot, nodded in his direction. He gets a good connection on it and should have put it in the bottom corner.
But Adam, this is an easier chance by quite a way than the one he stuck away. He's got time to look at it. It's coming across him. He gets a right boot on it, and that's got to at least hit the target. And if it does, it's a real problem for Turkey. So he'll feel, no doubt about it, that he should have done better. It should have been 2-1 to Georgia.
Well, it certainly got the better of Gunok in the Turkey goal. Really should have been buried into that bottom corner. Mikautadze was punching the floor in frustration, and no surprise, he knows what a good opportunity that was to really turn this game on its head.
You know, they've come and done everything right here, Turkey. They've dominated, I'd say 75% of the possession. They've done so well, yet really they could be in 2-1 down. It's incredible, really. But it shows you that Georgia have dug in, but they've certainly, when they need to, they've got the players that they can cause problems. They have got a cutting edge to their game.
They also look now, Alvin, like they're playing with that little bit more confidence. That goal has certainly given them a lift.
And I think that, maybe Turkey have just been rocked, onto their heels.
Brilliant build-up play by Kakabadze, who's on the charge towards the edge of the penalty area. Plays the ball out to that far side. Karatseliyev back once more to Kakabadze. They try and get the shot away, but it's blocked at the edge of the penalty area. And they're causing real problems for Turkey now.
Look at their white shirts of Georgia flooding forward. There were 7 white shirts, all in attacking positions, all in and around the 18-yard box of Turkey. That tells you that there's one team certainly in the ascendancy at the moment, and it's not Turkey.
Karatseliyev on that far side with possession for Georgia. Infield he goes. Looks to continue his run. In fact, he's a little further forward, but the passing didn't quite work out then. It was Shakfadadze who just tried to spin it round the corner to him, but he went between two players in the end. And Georgia very much grabbing the initiative and having their best spell of the game here.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of the both. I think what we've seen is Turkey by far the better team the first 20-25 minutes. They went 1-0 up, looked like they'd gone 2, it was chalked off. Georgia then make it 1-1 and have a great chance to make it 2-1, and I think Turkey now are rocked and saying, you know what, we couldn't have played any better, and we're under pressure. They've just sat back a little bit and lost belief in what they were trying to do, and the initiative is immediately switched to Georgia.
Mikautadze, the Georgian goal scorer, that's 10 goals now in 16 starts for Georgia, including 6 in his most recent 6 internationals as a starter. So when he's given the opportunity, you can't do much more than that as a youngster, can you?
No, that's right. I look at, and we've mentioned it anyway, I think the youngsters, they do come in, they don't even think about failure. I think they also feel that, if it doesn't go well for me, the crowd will understand. They'll support me to a certain degree. So you play with that little bit more freedom. But look, the game is such a great game, and it's 38 minutes gone. It's 1-1. It could have been more than that.
You lose. Oh, he's already had a goal disallowed. Tries to get the shot away, but the referee was going to play the advantage, but he's pulled back a foul just moments before, and a free kick here in a dangerous position for Turkey.
It's very hard to predict which way it's going to go, Adam, because both teams are showing so much in terms of turning over the ball and then committing people forward. It's not as if they're sitting and waiting for something to happen. Both teams are looking to score goals in this game. It's a breath of fresh air.
Just over 6 minutes remaining in this first half. You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on Talk Sport 2. Turkey 1, Georgia 1. Reminder, tomorrow night, Scotland are in action. What can they do? Well, they can't get any worse, can they? Scotland against Switzerland is live on Talk Sport tomorrow night from 8 o'clock, the kickoff. Joe Shannon and Scotland striker, the big man Chris Owelamu, will be live on that one. And don't forget, England play on Thursday. That's a 5 o'clock kickoff over on Talk Sport when they take on Denmark with Jim Proudfoot and the former England captain Stuart Pearce. Free kick for Turkey. They've not gone direct, they've swung it in. Chance to get the shot away. Player down with a head injury for Georgia, but Turkey do get the shot away still, and the referee happy to allow play to continue. And it's blocked, and they gather possession again towards halfway. Turkey down this left-hand side. Yildiz again on the charge. Skips 2 challenges. Does really well. Puts it out wide to this left-hand side, does Alihan. And there's a real battle royal going on here on this near side. Chakvedadze is penalised in the end. Kirchi was staying up on his feet and not interested, but he wins the free kick for his side.
Yeah, I think he wanted that ball to you. That's what you call desire.
Can't argue with that. Desire and passion not missing in this game in any way, shape or form. 1 apiece, 5 to go to half time. Turkey with a free kick out wide on this left hand side. It's going to be delivered by the right boot of Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Tattooed right arm just waves in the air as he swings it in right footed. It's a nice curling ball with plenty of pace, but it's cleared away, put back into the danger zone, only half cleared to the edge of the penalty area, and now maybe a chance for a counter. No, instead a wild swipe and a right footed shot from Cardiolo, and that's going to go high and wide and will be a goal kick to Georgia away to our left hand side.
What on earth was that? That's like one of the fans has just ran onto the pitch and decided to take part in the game and has had a shot at goal, and it's gone like high into the stand, nowhere near the goal. I don't know what he was thinking of, but no, it's been full of the quality of the game, hasn't it? It's been full of instinct and pace, entertainment, certainly.
Yeah, it's been a belter so far. Ferdinand Cardiolo is a player who's only scored 1 international goal. He was born in Arnhem in Holland. He really leathered that, but I'm not sure what he was trying to do.
I think he ended up in Holland, didn't he?
May well have done. Kvaratskhelia just orchestrating things again for Georgia in and around the edge of the penalty area with the help of Chakvedadze. But in the end it's cleared for Turkey. But they're swarmed around by white shirts immediately, and illegally this time round by Koshirashvili. Turkey take the free kick quickly down that right hand side. They give possession short here to Ardagula. Far touchline, it's the goal scorer Maldush who's going on that far side. Infield to Yildiz and on to again trying to find the advancing run that was being made on that far touchline. However, Kvaratskhelia is away here and he's got support in the middle as he approaches the edge of the penalty area. Really good tackle. Needed to be a good tackle, and it was that time from Akaydan, and it means Turkey can bring it clear again.
Excellent. Well, you've said it, and absolutely right, spot on. You're one-on-one with the best Georgian player on the pitch, and you've got no one around you, so you're isolated. You're inside your penalty area. It doesn't get worse than that as a defender. But he bided his time. He waited, and they just went to ground, nicked the whole ball, dispossessed the player. End of story. Great defender.
Kvaratskhelia was just trying to find himself a bit of space, wasn't he, to open up for one of those special bits of magic we know he can deliver for Georgia. His side are delivering the odd bit of magic here. Turkey 1, Georgia 1. 35 places between these sides in the FIFA rankings at kickoff today. Down that right hand side again. Turkey on the charge towards the byline. It was really good to start with, and it took some good defending in the end. It was good work from Yilmaz, did brilliantly, and they've taken this corner short, swung over towards the edge of the 6-yard box, half-headed clear. They'll get away with a bit more purpose this time, but only as far as Yilmaz on that right-hand side. And now he comes forward for Turkey. Chance to deliver a cross into the box. It's a cross that's too close to Georgi Mamadashvili, who will collect it quite comfortably. And we're into the last 90 seconds of the first half.
Well, they've lost their way, haven't they, Turkey? They're still having possession, but they've lost that belief in what they were trying to do. And Georgia look more than capable of coming up with the answers to any questions that they're asking at the moment, Turkey. So certainly getting in at half-time, Montella, I think, will be the one that's got to do more talking in terms of it, getting them back on track to the way they were for the first, 15-20 minutes.
Thoughts of former England World Cup star Alvin Martin, who's alongside me, Adam Bridge, here on TalkSport 2. It's Turkey 1, Georgia 1. By the way, if you want to keep up to date with everything from the Euros every morning, we've got the Euros All Access podcast. Sam Matterface and TalkSport's chief football correspondent Alex Crook are joined by some top guests every single day out in Germany, and that's available, of course, wherever you get your podcasts from. We'll get the live shows as well throughout the day. Really good to hear from Jim White and Simon Jordan in Dusseldorf, if only to hear about Simon's travails with his flights and his hotels, if they're not quite up to the standard that he's used to. It always provides additional entertainment at any major tournament, for sure. They'll be back tomorrow morning from 10. Oh, this is a problem maybe here for Baris Ipesh Yilmaz. Just maybe took some studs on the back of his calf, did he?
I don't think it was intentional, I've just seen a replay of it now, and it was something that, certainly to the right-hand side. Just seen a replay of that challenge. It was going back a long time now. Not many people, but Bobby Moore on Pele. It was one of them that you just stick a leg out in there.
Well, Samet Akaidan he could do nothing but get that right. Otherwise, he was in trouble.
Absolutely. If he don't, it's a penalty.
1 minute of added time. Free kick here for Turkey. Deep inside Georgian territory. Swung in towards the back post, but swung in right into the arms of Georgi Mamadashvili. And now they go for a quick counter, but it's going to be comfortably looked after. He's gone down again here as Baris Ipesh Yilmaz. He was the player who had that treatment just before the free kick, of course, and he's complaining this time he's been, well, I think there used to be a He-Man character who used to lower his head and almost charge you in the body, very rugby style inside the penalty area, but the referee's not interested, he's up and about, and the half-time whistle blows, unfortunately, because it's one of those games that you really don't want to come to an end, because it was an exhilarating opening 45 minutes, with the advantage going Turkey's way with the most stunning of volleys by Matt Malush in the first half. 25 minutes on the clock when that shot was blasted into the top corner, but an excellent equaliser from Georges Mikotadze has put them level. A disallowed goal for offside when Turkey could have gone 2 up, and a really good missed opportunity as well for Mikotadze to get his second of the game. Means at half-time, Alvin Martin, it's one apiece, but what a cracking game of football.
Well, at least we can catch our breath now as well, Adam, because it's been such a fabulous game from the moment the whistle went. Both teams going head-to-head. I think they were the ones that really went for it. They came out the trap so quick, didn't they? He played some exhilarating football. And credit to Georgia is that, they'd only had that one real chance, Turkey, where it hit the inside of the post. And you thought, well, okay, they've done everything. Then the game just turned on its head. A spectacular volley. You'll do well to see a better volley in the whole tournament. Because it was struck with such preciseness, and the actual difficulty of it was incredible to hit it that well. That opened up the game 1-0. You think, okay, quickly, 2 or 3 minutes later, it went 2-0. It looked like that was ruled off. It was put back to 1. Then Georgia all of a sudden snapped into attacking gear, and they all of a sudden, was a different type of finish, a really good finish, neat finish. Maybe the keeper should do better at his near post, but at 1-1, then it was all Georgia. It was incredible the way the game turned in a short period of time. But one thing is for sure, if you're looking at 45 minutes and looking forward to another 45 minutes, trying to pick a winner in this game, incredibly difficult.
Well, it's the most amount of shots in the first half. Only Poland and Netherlands that had more. Plenty of drama, plenty of action, a cracking crowd, and I'm sure a second half to follow that's going to be equally as exhilarating. This is Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport 2, where it's half-time in Dortmund. Turkey 1, Georgia 1.
Großer Fußball.
UEFA Euro 2024, Germany.
And it's got in! Tomorrow afternoon from 5, uninterrupted, on-location commentary of Germany versus Hungary.
How about that?
On TalkSport.
Back of the net.
Euro Game Day Live, delivered by TalkSport 2 with Burger King. Save big with the $4.99 King Box. It's the ultimate match day lineup, featuring a barbecue double melt burger, chili cheese bites, fries, and a drink.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
On the beach, on the beach, on the beach.
Booking geniuses, save your summer. Get a wiggle on and book yourself a bargain with On the Beach. Big budget or small, we've got a mega holiday for all. Should have been a rapper. On the Beach, book like a genius, holiday like a fool.
ATO protected.
On the beach.
Roll out of bed. Put the kettle on. Get into serious altercation with your 3-year-old. Try logical reasoning. Fail. Become the voice of Mr. Snuggles. Negotiate your way out of a tantrum and become the greatest parent of all time. For less.
Selected IKEA soft toys are now at a new lower price, along with thousands of other products. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 25% more on every single game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app. Only from William Hill. Available day before match off. Bet Builders are 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Well, you can see why people are talking about Asda, can't you?
Of course, on paper, Asda have a great lineup with 2 for £20 on packs of beer like Peroni. Then there's party wear from £1. The midfield trio of bunting, face paint and flags.
And don't forget the dependable 2 for £7 on Coke 8-packs could be the difference maker. What a lineup!
Get match ready at Asda with beer and decorations on offer until the 14th of July. Asda. That's more like it. Selected stores online subject to availability. Beer packs 10 times 330ml each. Not available in Scotland. Coke 330ml, £4.25 each. May exclude express in small stores. See asda.com/small stores.
Here she is, the 3-time world champion. What has she got in store for us today? Things are starting to heat up. Here she goes.
Triple builders, double stir. I don't believe it. And a chocolate digestive to finish it off. A thing of beauty. You have to say, the judges are gonna love this one.
British Gas, powering home fans during this summer of sport.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction, like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's barbecue steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
This Euros, The Sun is bringing you all the gossip, goals and giants of the game. Get insights and analysis from Harry, should have been England manager, Redknapp, Jack, the maestro, Wilshere, Gordon, no nonsense, Strachan, and Jurgen, the winner, Klinsmann. You won't want to miss it. Don't miss out, only in The Sun.
Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport 2 with Carly, the UK's #1 lager. 18+, always drink responsibly.
TalkSport 2.
Every sub, every send-off, every sublime set piece.
Official broadcast partner of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
Euro Game Day Live
on TalkSport 2.
I like it.
And Portugal finally get their campaign underway.
Tapped in by Ronaldo. The flag stays down.
An experience that no other player has in world football. Someone that can reach 200 caps.
He's made Ronaldo a centrepiece of what he's been doing, and so far it's worked.
They've got so many options to control games, to up the tempo, to change games from the bench.
But here is Bernardo Silva, who pokes the ball beyond Grabara. Oh, what a magnificent hit from Bruno Fernandes! And Rafael Leao deliver. Oh, can he?
Do you know what? It just underlined my confidence. Portugal will win the Euros.
There are 3 generations within one dressing room in Portugal that makes it really, really special.
And the ball bounces for Schick, who shoots from the halfway line. Oh my word!
Of course, we think of Thomas Souček, Vladimir Coufal, Patrick Schick. I think it's enough for the Czechs to get second place in this group.
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting game coming up a little bit later. The second match, of course, in Group F, Portugal against Czechia. And alongside me is Alvin Martin still, of course. Portugal, where do you start? I mean, talk about whether Cristiano Ronaldo gets to start games. I mean, you look through the squad, the quality is just everywhere you look, really, isn't it? You could sit and go on for hours on end about the players. On paper, it's an excellent squad. Are they good enough to win the tournament, Alvin?
Well, you'd have to say, yeah, they are. They're up there. And I think the experience as well of major tournament success, that gives you an edge. But look, there are 5 or 6 teams that could win this tournament outright. They are one of them. The conundrum really with Cristiano Ronaldo, the age that he is now, is he a problem for Martinez? I believe he is. I think Martinez will always say all the right things, and he's got to be so respectful to somebody of Ronaldo's standing. He's an icon. He's a treasure, isn't he, in terms of what he's produced? But he can divide opinion at this moment. Because does he start? Does he come on as an impact player? If he was on the bench, would he be a problem for the manager and for the team? All those questions are there, and I think if he could be totally honest, maybe Martinez would prefer that he didn't have that problem.
I was going to say, 2 years ago, dropping him was a big story when he was dropped in the World Cup, wasn't it? I mean, interesting to see whether he does start tonight. Obviously, team news coming up on TalkSport from 7 o'clock this evening. Martinez has been criticised quite a lot during his time with Belgium, and that golden generation that never quite delivered. He's got another fantastic group of players here, and maybe a point to prove as a coach.
Absolutely, but look, I look at Martinez. I'm a fan. I look at his career. Even going back to Wigan, at Everton,
I mean, when he played for Walsall, he was a very good player as well.
Yeah. But at Everton, he went to a team that probably the supporters, look, they've had great managers like Harry Catterick, Howard Kendall, Colin Harvey, David Moyes. But Martinez is up there with him. You look at his record, they finished third. What would Everton fans give to finish third in the Premier League now? So from that point of view, he did a decent job there. All right, yeah, I think the pressure was always on him with Belgium because they had an array of stars that you would have said were capable of winning the tournaments. All right, they didn't do it, but I still believe that when you're looking at a philosophy of playing, I think he's got the right attitude. I think it's about the players really being able to come up with the goods in the tight games. That's what wins your tournaments, and they didn't quite do that, Belgium. This Portugal team is capable, and he's capable as a manager.
And the Czech team is no pushover either tonight in terms of some of the quality. They've got players we're familiar with in the likes of Souček and Coufal as well, and obviously some of them have been tearing it up for Bayer Leverkusen this season as well, so they're going to be a tough outfit.
And I think both of those teams will expect to finish first and second. That's why I think this is the game that we're doing here, against Georgia and Turkey. Both of these teams realise that they'd have to win this, because they are up against each other, and the winner probably is going to be Portugal, closely followed by the Czechs.
The game's live over on TalkSport from 7 o'clock tonight. Right, you're listening to Turkey 1, Georgia 1, live on TalkSport 2 right now. Let's take a look back on the first half with Carly.
Halftime highlights on TalkSport 2 with Carly, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Cardiolo cuts it back towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Driven, shot it in! And Turkey lead! What a strike as well on the volley! It's an absolute stunner from Matt Muldush into the top corner.
Perfect volley, absolutely perfect volley.
When they're in again here, Turkey down the right-hand side. Maybe the penalty area, cut across, Poto! And it's Yildiz makes it 2. It's 2 in 2 minutes for the Turks. So the question mark here, Alvin, is when the ball was played across, Orkun Kökçü made the first effort and did touch it. and it is offside. It's been disallowed.
They've got away with that one.
Here again is Kakabadze on this near side, towards the edge of the penalty area. Dancing little run, holding the ball up nicely. Is Kosherashvili, and it's turned home at the near post, and Georgia have their first goal in the Euros. Mikotadze with a neat little finish into the bottom corner.
We've got to give credit to the finish.
They have their first goal in a major tournament, and it's Turkey 1, Georgia 1. Yeah, it could have been more goals in that first half too. What a terrific opening 45 minutes it was. The rain abated in Dortmund. 62,000 though have been royally entertained out of it, Martin, as have you and I.
Well, I think it's been one of the best games I've seen in the tournament so far. I want to say that first half. We've seen games like this be fantastic, for 45, and then for some reason not live up to expectations in the second. But I'd be surprised if that was the case. I think both teams at 1-1 will really go for it. The rewards are high, and as we just mentioned there, being in the group that you feel that both of us, I'm talking about Georgia and Turkey, will feel that if we are going to go through, we are going to have to beat each other.
Yeah, very much so. Well, we will find out, of course, ahead of the second half. Let's take a look at the odds with William Hill.
In the Zone on TalkSport 2 with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Oh, the team's about to enter the tunnel and reappear in Dortmund. The odds look like this: Turkey are 5-6, the draw is 2-1, and Georgia are 9-2. That was a look at the latest odds, thanks to William Hill. Terms and conditions apply. 18+, begambleaware.org. The one person who's already in his seat ahead of the start of this second half, Vincenzo Montella. It's his 50th birthday today, the Italian, and he must have thought when they thought they'd gone 2 up, it was going to be the perfect birthday present. But the way Georgia responded and the way they come back in the second half of that first half was quite impressive. And again, the opportunity here, you feel probably for Georgia now to really go for it in this second 45 minutes.
Yeah, I think there was an initiative that switched in that first half. They went 1-0 up, and they had totally controlling to a large degree of the game, Turkey. I think once it went 1-0 with that fabulous volley, and then it looked like it went 2, and then it was choked off. Then all of a sudden Turkey went, you know what, we've thrown everything at Georgia, we're only 1-0 up, and this isn't as easy as what we maybe thought it would be. And they just sort of sat back a little bit, and when you do that at this level, it invites the opposition on. And Georgia have got enough about them, Adam, here, in terms of good players going forward, especially on that left hand side, and they've showed it in the remainder of that first half. So it's up to Turkey to wrestle back that initiative, and to do that, you've got to take chances, you've got to commit people forward, you haven't got to sit back and start to play safe, because any team that's here, not any team, but most teams will have a go. And I look at this Turkey side and I look at this Georgian side, and I think, what would happen if they came up against England? Because they've shown me enough to think that they're not scared of anyone.
Well, 11 of the 14 Euro goals that Turkey have scored have come after half-time, so invariably they do come on a little stronger in the second 45 minutes of games. You can hear the booing from the predominantly Turkish supporting crowd as Georgia make their way out into what is a stunning arena. Facundo Tello doesn't seem too impressed that Georgia have taken their time, because the Turkish side have been lined up and ready to go for quite some time now. We'll see if there's any changes at the half-time, but it looks like it's going to be as you were for the start of this second half. Turkey this time kicking from left to right, all in red. Georgia all in white away to our right-hand side. Our referee, Facundo Tello, is the man in yellow shirts and yellow socks. And finally, Georgi Mamadashvili arrives onto the playing field. Would have been tough to start without the goalkeeper.
At 1-1 it's all to play for. I think neither keeper has been massively busy, have they? I think we've seen a lot of attacking intent from both sides, but I think that's maybe a sign that you can say that both defensive units in front of the goalkeepers have had a particularly good first half as well. But look, let's hope that it lives up to the first half, because that was an exhilarating 45 minutes from both points of view.
Turkey get us up and running. I was going to say no one's going to argue with Georgi Vili, because he is 6'6", the Georgian goalkeeper, who's now protecting the goal away to our right-hand side, where most of the Georgian fans are housed. As Yilmaz gets that in across the 6-yard box, and it's poked with no energy or effort at all, really, by Matt Muldush, again the scorer of the first goal. It's almost like it's come to him by surprise, and he's stuck his left boot out and diverted it straight into the arms of the keeper.
And what was he doing in there? I think his right foot volley was absolutely fantastic. This one came to his left, and he looked stunned at the fact that it had been given that space in the penalty area and in front of goal.
Kvaratskhelia forces that ball back towards Kashia, away to our right-hand side in the heart of the Georgian back line, and they're having an early bit of possession here in the second half. Chakvedadze, and they're just happy to keep the ball and work it to this left-hand side, where Lasha Duwale is waiting to pick up possession. Infield again for Georgia, and once more it's Mekvat Bishvili who will keep it for Kashier, and they're going to go back towards the keeper eventually, I think, as the pressure and the press comes in from this Turkish side in the opening exchanges of this second half in Dortmund. Chested down at the edge of the centre circle and well controlled that time by Kenan Yıldız. And the first chance for Turkey to get a feel at the ball in this second period that's already 2 minutes old. And down this right hand side, the ball picked up and brought forward by Ali Han. And now to the right, where Yilmaz has found a little bit of space, running towards the byline, just keeps hold of possession. Muldush, the goal scorer, is there alongside him. Yilmaz at the edge of the penalty area, a little exchange of passes this time with Arda Güler. And they'll happily now switch play to that left-hand side, where Cardiolo is charging towards the edge of the box. Does very well, then pushes that wide again to Yıldız, and he'll try and work it into a more central area, where again it's picked up by Akaydon, who delivered that wonderful tackle in that first half to deny Kvaratskhelia in a really dangerous position. Now it's in the box. Yilmaz tries to turn and get the shot away. He just spun it to his left-hand side about 12 yards out, but it was well defended in the end. And then Georgia with a free kick outside their own penalty area.
Yeah, it's again a bright start by Turkey. Tried to take the initiative at the restart of this game, and getting the ball into good areas, playing with a lot of technical ability and awareness of what's around them. You know, they're playing in tight areas. What they have done in this first few minutes as well is press the ball higher up the pitch. It's made it difficult for Georgia to get out.
We'll run you through the two teams in a moment when we get a quick break in play, but again it's Kakabadze for Georgia now. Down that right hand side, he's done well. Mikhailtadze just looks to get it across to Kvaratskhelia, who was inside the penalty area now. Sitashvili again on his left foot, drives the shot straight into the midriff of Matt Günok in the Turkey goal. Away to our left hand side, he's got Cardiolo, who is the left back. Bardachet just in front of him, who's been booked already. Akaydon as well, and Muldush make up the rest of the back five defence and goalkeeper for Turkey. Alihan and Şelhanoglu, the two holding midfielders, with Yıldız, Kırçi and Güler supporting Yilmaz, who is up top for Turkey. As for this Georgian side, it's Georgi Mamadashvili who's in goal, of course, the back three. Quaquelia is alongside Kashia and Duwale as the three centre halves, as the referee Facundo Tello comes across. It's another challenge this time on Kvaratskhelia that's being penalised. The goal scorer Matt Muldush is the player who has made that challenge again. So the rest of that Georgian side, Kakabadze is the right wing back, Sitashvili is the left wing back, and then we've got Chakvedadze, who is in midfield alongside Kosharashvili and Mekvabishvili, who are the three central midfielders, and Mikhailtadze, the goal scorer, alongside Kvaratskhelia, of course the two players furthest forward for Georgia. They look like they're just going to try and unsettle Kvaratskhelia at the start of this second half with a few tasty challenges.
Yeah, that's right, and I think he has been the outlet, hasn't he, for Georgia? You know, you get he's somebody that is great around the edge of the box because he's got neat footwork, but he also doesn't mind it when there's a bit of grass in front of him. He's got the pace and the power to be able to explode into it. So he's their outball. He's their get-to player for taking the pressure off the team.
Inside the centre circle with possession is Badache as he gives it out wide to that left-hand side. Calhanoglu just pushing forward once more towards the edge of the box is Guardiola. Guardiola on a charge, cuts it back inside the penalty area. Only half cleared. Now come again Turkey, but good defending by Kakabadze. They want a handball, not given by the referee. Away by Chakvidadze. Now infield comes Mikotadze and switches it to the left-hand side. Good movement of play and some space here. Maybe for Sitashvili to run into. Sitashvili on the charge. He's got Karatselier alongside him on this left-hand side, edge of the penalty area. Immediately closed down by Yilmaz, who's back doing the defensive work. Karatselier's done brilliantly. Lovely turn and tries to get the shot away inside the penalty area, Mikotadze. But it's well blocked. Spins up in the air. And then there's a problem here for Badache, and he's going to need some treatment.
Well, it was great defending first and foremost, but you have to say you've just mentioned him right on cue there, Adam. The danger man for Georgia. Every time they get ball to him, something looks like it might happen. And Karatselier on this left-hand side has weaved and checked back, and he's put a ball into a danger area. He really does try and get the ball down, get it turned at the same time, doesn't he? The goal scorer, the first goal scorer for Georgia. But it's such a great block. But again, I'm looking at the way Turkey are playing. They're creating chances. They're looking dangerous. But whenever the ball's turned over, you feel that Georgia are more than likely scoring as well. So it's got a real good feel for it, end-to-end sort of football, which is what you want to see.
Yeah, you don't feel we've seen the end of the goals here, do you? 7 minutes into the second half. You're listening to TalkSport 2. It's Euro Game Day Live. It's Turkey 1, it's Georgia 1. Former England international Alvin Martin alongside me, Adam Bridge, in Dortmund for this game. Was on that far side. The ball's put out of play, and it will be a throw-in on that far touchline. It immediately prompts the arrival of Vincenzo Montella to the touchline. A bit more rain starting to fall as well. Picked up on halfway, and Turkey will gather possession once more. Wonderful game of football this. Very open from two of the lower ranked sides in the competition, of course, according to those FIFA rankings. On the charge once more, Turkey come again, this time with Alihan towards the edge of the penalty area. Teed up for Alihan once more, who shifts it nicely to the left. Guardiola's there on his right foot, looking to deliver at the second attempt. Again, Alihan helps him on his way inside the penalty area, easily snuffed out. Guardiola again gets it back on that far side though. The Georgians just not quick enough to close it down, and that's a brilliant effort from Giorgi Chakvidadze just to put the ball out on that far side, and he's won it a second time. And there comes the punch in the air. The desire and the passion from Giorgi Chakvidadze is quite extraordinary.
I think at the early stages of a tournament, you're still trying to figure out, where the real quality lies. You always expect the big 5 or 6 teams coming into the competition who maybe will win it outright. But you also look for some of the dark horses. And look at these two, and they're more than capable.
And Turkey on the attack again. It was almost the perfect little interplay that time from Arda Güler and Orkan Gökçe, but it's intercepted. I was going to say, just when certainly Chakvidadze came to Watford, there was a wonder as to how he would settle in, but he had a terrific season. Permanent move, of course, as that's cut across the edge of the 6-yard box. And again, it needs defending, and defending well this time by Duwali. And Turkey just turning up the heat a little here.
Yeah, but some of the quality of football is excellent. It really is. It's certainly about the higher calibre than I expected to see here. And it does make you think. I mean, some of it's been incisive, it's been quick. And if this was England playing, you think, they're playing really well here, England. so it depends whether they can do this against a much high calibre team, because it doesn't look like either team has shown any fear, of losing the game, which sometimes can be the case. Even Turkey were expected to win.
Here come Turkey again, and they're wanting a penalty, and the referee says no, that should be a yellow card for a dive, but instead they pulled it back, and Turkey are going to get a free kick for an earlier challenge. The referee had played the advantage about 7 or 8 yards outside the penalty area. Immediately a lengthy conversation here Arda Güler is the player who is saying, hang on a minute, I fancy a piece of that, but he's certainly got Hakan Çalhanoğlu to say to him, no, I think it's going to be my responsibility. Good refereeing again though, played the advantage and then pulled it back.
Yeah, absolutely, and spot on, and I think it was a foul. I think before actually the instant within the penalty area, and there's a book in there.
Yeah, there was. Solomon Kwakwelia has gone into the book, and this is probably left side of the penalty area. It's level with the left edge of the D at the edge of the box, probably about 25 yards out from goal. So there's 4 in the wall. There's a draft excluder as well for Georgia, which must be rather unpleasant in these conditions, laying on the floor with everyone in front of you.
When's the last time we've seen a goal scored on the floor? I mean,
doesn't happen often.
Has that stopped it? The draft excluders has stopped it.
Usually they just can't get it over the wall anyway. But Arda Güler on his left foot fancies this, but I think Hakan Çalhanoğlu will be probably the better option with his right foot. Maybe we'll see. They're both preparing. Dangerous free kick then for Turkey. 11 minutes into the second half, driven and beaten away with the right hand by Mamardashvili. It was Çalhanoğlu who went for goal, and it was a one-handed stop. And boy, did that ball travel. Good goalkeeping.
Sometimes when I see people or keepers parry a ball, I always think, why didn't you catch it? No way was he ever going to catch this one, because it was moving. It was moving from left to right, up and down. And the power that he struck it with was phenomenal. It's a good save.
Yeah, there's no flaky wrist there from the goalkeeper Mamardashvili, that's for sure. Now maybe Georgia can counter here down this left-hand side. Miko Tadze, their goal scorer, inside the penalty area, tries to cut through. Good tackle, Samet Akaydon, and it will be a corner for Georgia on this left-hand side.
Get great defending again, Akaydon. You know, he's one-on-one. He stops him coming inside, he forces him to go wide, and then puts his foot in, makes the challenge there. It's really good defending.
Well, there's no doubt they are missing Soyuncu at the back, but he's done a pretty good job. Akaydon so far, that's for sure. Only his 7th cap as well for the Fenerbahce centre-half. But it's been impressive so far. Here comes the corner for Georgia. Çakfadadze will deliver from this near side. He's trying to be a clever one in there towards Miko Tadze, and it gives Turkey a chance to clear. And it's going to be a throw down this left-hand side for Georgia, midway inside the Turkish half.
One thing about Georgia, Adam, is that you put them under pressure, and they have been under pressure from the outset really of the second half. They muster it. They all get together. They throw themselves in the way of balls, and they come again. And that's what we're seeing at this precise moment. They've weathered the storm, and now they're getting decent possession. They're thinking, okay, we'll have our spell now.
Duale gets it across to Kasia. Kwakwelia on that right-hand side. Lovely cross-field ball to this near side. Satishvili is here. Satishvili on the charge towards the edge of the penalty area. Left-hand side pulls it back to the front edge of the 6-yard box. Only half cleared by the Turkish back line, and they've given it away again, this time to Sitashvili towards the byline, looks to cut it back again, ricochets and is headed clear as far this time as Kerchi. And now Turkey will look to counter down that left hand side. Cardiolo is on the charge, outside of him Cardiolo, left hand edge of the box, cuts back onto his right foot, tees it up at the edge of the penalty area for Yıldız, who gets the shot away, and it's blocked quite comfortably this time at the edge of the penalty area. Turkey will have it once more though. Here they come down that left-hand side. Yıldız turns back towards his centre-half. Barache, who will look to deliver first time, then waits for a moment. They're all queuing up here, the red shirts. There's 9 of them, all circling around the edge of that penalty area of Georgia's. But Georgia stand firm. 2 white walls up at the edge of the penalty area, and then 10 yards or so further forward, and it will not be breached as it's cleared away by Kasia from the heart of that Georgian defence. They'll come again down the left-hand side though. Yıldız on his right foot, edge of the penalty area. Kerchi thinks of the shot towards the edge of the box. Now the effort is driven in by Yıldız, who scored the first goal, of course. Now down the right for Turkey, towards the edge of the box, Yilmaz. Yilmaz looking for the 1-2 that time as he tries to turn. Does Goulet inside the penalty area. Back towards Yilmaz again. Edge of the box, and the shot is deflected wide as it comes in from Çalhanoğlu. And it will be a corner again to Turkey on the left-hand side. Hour played on TalkSport 2.
Well, I don't know about you, but I've been really surprised how good the football has been from both sides. You know, neat, intricate passing, played with a degree of freedom, and risk. Been really, really good.
There's the corner for Turkey. Left-footed, swung out and headed away. And immediately it's picked up again by Goulet on that far side. He's going to look to deliver a second time towards the back post, but Mamardashvili will get out of that quite comfortably. You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport 2, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. Georgia with it midway inside their own half. Half an hour of this pulsating game to go. It remains one apiece. Portugal against Czechia coming up over on TalkSport from 7 o'clock. Adrian Durham, Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce will guide you through that one. That's once we're done here on TalkSport 2. Now the charge is on down this right-hand side this time. Good play by Bekvashvili. Gets it across and it's half cleared from the edge of the penalty area. Georgia will gather it again, deep inside their own half this time. And it will be Kashier who collects it, 114th appearance. Slovan Bratislava, of course, his club. He's got the most caps. He's the captain of this Georgian side, and he's been incredibly impressive, the 36-year-old today. As does this man, Kvaratskhelia. Gets it back inside the penalty area, tries to squirt the shot after he received the ball from Sitashvili, but he just couldn't direct it goalwards. Outstretched right boot, and it will be a goal kick for Turkey.
Well, down this left-hand side, throughout the game, Georgia have been a real threat to Turkey. But Sitashvili certainly played much more advanced in the second half, and once you've got into contact with Kvaratskhelia, I think there's a real threat there. And I think they could have done more, in these 2 or 3 moments that they've had in this second half, with the space that they've had and the quality they've got there. You'd expect them really to certainly test the goalkeeper a little more now.
62 minutes on the clock as we welcome listeners to Talk Sport. It's Turkey 1, Georgia 1. A very open and entertaining game as things stand. That stunning goal from Matt Mulhoush cancelled out by Georges Mikotadze's equaliser for Georgia. We've seen one disallowed, but courtesy of an offside for Turkey. Yilmaz now in the penalty area, trying to get in the end of a long ball through, but that will skip away. It'll be picked up by Mamardashvili away to our right-hand side in the Georgian goal. The former England World Cup player Alvin Martins alongside me. It's all to play for in this game, isn't it, Alvin? It's an absolute cracker, and either side can win this.
Absolutely. The rain's coming down. It's a service now where the players will love it, because it's carrying the ball. It's all it's going to do is quicken up an already quick game. But what we are seeing is Turkey 1, Georgia 1, and no sign whatsoever that either team is willing to settle for that. We've got 2 teams out there who are hell-bent on winning this game, and it makes for a good watch.
Certainly is. Some of the very best coming to the fore. Watford's Chakvedadze, very impressive so far for Georgia, as of course has been Kvaratskhelia, who's a real thorn in the side of Turkey at times in this second half, with it being Georgia's first ever appearance at a major tournament. Many thought they might get a stuffing today, but Turkey not quite delivering that so far. A very open game, and the quality's been very good as well, hasn't it, Alvin?
Well, I think it's frightening, really. There's 2 of the lesser teams in the tournament, and the quality of football and the quality of passing has been extremely high. It does, it makes you think about the standard of the tournament. I think neither of these teams, what I envisage, doesn't matter who they play, just sitting back. I think there's an element where Georgia have had to do that tonight, but whenever they've had chances to push forward, they commit 5-6 people really quickly into forward areas, and I think it's been a joy to watch. It really has.
Nothing to separate these 2 sides at the moment. Commentary continues on TalkSport 2 right now. It's Turkey 1, Georgia 1. Turkey on the attack again on the far side. Right for the ball swung towards the back post. Yilmaz heads it down into the danger zone. Almost found Goulet, but it's well defended once more at the back this time by Koshorashvili. And they'll win it back though this time, and a chance may be here for Goulet. Goulet on his left foot to bend one! Oh, what a goal for Turkey! And it's the teenager, Arda Goulet, absolutely stunning. A wonderful strike from the edge of the penalty area. The left-footed curl into the top corner. Absolutely no stopping that for Mamardashvili in the Georgian goal. It's a wonder strike from the 19-year-old, entrusted by Vincenzo Montella to deliver for this Turkey side. And the Real Madrid youngster has delivered on the night for Turkey. It's Turkey 2, Georgia 1 with one of the goals of the tournament.
That right there, I'm saying it now, is my goal of the tournament. You will not see a better goal. Left foot, 20 yards out, top left-hand corner. From the moment he left his foot, it was a goal of the highest order. Brilliant.
Just his second goal for his country. He was in terrific form at the end of the season for Real Madrid. He is a star of the future. The other goal came against Wales during the qualifying campaign, but he has set this game alight once more with an absolute stunner. And here he is again.
On the build-up as well, just previous to that, the ball went into him, and if he'd been prepared with his first touch, he might have got a shot away. The ball broke. They won it back really quickly, Turkey. As soon as he got the ball on his left foot, although he was a long way out, the first thing in his mind was, can I hit the top corner? Yes, you can.
And boy did he. I think you needed two goalkeepers to try and stop that, and I'm not sure they would have done. Absolute stunner from the youngster. And now the onus really on Georgia. Can they respond like they did after the Turks took the lead in the first half?
Well, you wouldn't back against it, Adam, because they've showed they've got that in their makeup. But I think what Turkey do now is more important. Are they going to keep looking for the third goal? They didn't do that after going a goal up, and then they had one chalked off. They sat back a little bit. I don't think they'll make the same mistake again. They will look at the third goal.
Yilmaz is inside the penalty area, trying to get on the end of that. Goulet comes across as well, and it's another foul. And no surprise that the player that's gone down is Kvaratskhelia, and it will be a free kick for Georgia. As on our monitors again, we get yet another view of that absolute stuff. I mean, it's not even kissed the post. It is literally postage stamp, isn't it?
It is one of them. The more you look at it, the better it gets. It's unbelievable, because he sends it out. There's a beautiful view we've just seen in one of the replays, and he sends it out past the post, and then it comes back in. And the keeper dives, but he knows he's not getting anywhere near it.
Well, they have the second youngest starting 11 in qualifying, did the Turks, and it's those youngsters who are showing it again now. Oh, and there's a chance to finish after a lovely cutback from Cardiola, but it's scuffed up in the air by Orkun Kökçü, when he really should have done better and put the game beyond the Georgians.
I've got to say, Adam, I think it's the ball that should be better. He gets into a great area there, the left back for Turkey, and he plays the ball in behind the attacker. It should be in front of them, and it's a simple tap-in, as you would say there. But look, that's a fabulous chance to make it 3-1. I wonder if they'll regret that. Looking at a replay of it now, yeah, it just plays it behind him. What a chance.
Yildiz again, the other teenager, the 19-year-old, was involved in that move too. Up the other end, it's Kvaratskhelia who's trying to drag Georgia back on terms here. Sitashvili just gives it across, and again it's with the skipper, Kashia. Apparently he likes listening to football podcasts to improve his English. Hope he's tried our Euros one, that's for sure. Out wide on that right-hand side, Kakabadze. Infield again to Jack Vidadze, and forward we go to Koshorashvili. Lovely 1-2. Koshorashvili inside the box, must finish. Oh, he's hit the crossbar. He's hit the crossbar, and it's gathered up at the second attempt by Matt Gunot. What a wonderful bit of football, but he just couldn't apply the finish that the build-up play deserved.
Oh, what a game we are seeing here. It's incredible how he hasn't scored there, and if he does score there, Adam, it's one of the great individual goals. We've seen a fantastic volley. We've seen the goal in a tournament, I think it will take some beating. But this as an individual, going through one-on-one, jinking his way into position, all he needs is the finish, which he didn't have.
And he's just tried to lift it over Gunok, hasn't he? And he's hit the bar. Oh dear. Well, what a last 20 minutes we've got here. that's for sure. Turkey 2, Georgia 1, woodwork struck again. 30 shots on goal in this game so far. Sometimes those games you don't expect to be the games of the tournament often can turn out to be absolute crackers.
But the thing is as well, from Turkey's point of view, they're 2-1 up, they've dominated from the outset, and now they've just seen themselves benefit from a miss, a real miss, after being cut open right through the middle of their defence. And sometimes you think, oh, hold on a minute, well, they're capable of getting another goal here. You sit back a little bit deeper and play safer, but what you're doing, you're handing the initiative back to the opposition, which you do not want to do with Georgia.
Throw into Georgia, level with the edge of their own penalty area, down the left-hand side. Taken quickly, they want to keep the momentum going. Well, we wondered how they'd respond. They responded in the perfect manner. Going very close to levelling things up for a second time in this game. And it's very much work being done down this left-hand side. That combination of Sitashvili and Karatselia causing all sorts of problems for Turkey. And here they come again now, down the right-hand side with Karatselia. He's swapped sides, but again he just dribbles with the ball at his feet, as he always does. Tries to take on Barajay, and he's just intercepted. And Turkey will bring it clear. And they've tried to beat the keeper here, but he's 6'6". He's going to have to be a long way out not to be able to get that. But I think there was a bit of confidence there from Çalhanoğlu, and he just thought, well, why not give it a go?
Quite a way of getting away from actually getting that right, was the Xabi Alonso used to do that all the time, didn't he? That one, I think he was smiling as he hit the goalkeeper.
Koshadashvili with a touch. First time he's had a touch, actually, I think, since hitting the woodwork in what would have been one of the individual goals of the tournament for sure, if he managed to finish it. Inside the centre circle again with Kashia for Georgia, as they probe again down that right-hand side. Kakabadze's not been as influential on that far side in his wing-back role as Sitashvili has on this left-hand side, that's for sure. I think we may start to see the substitutes make an appearance in this game, and just see whether, from a Georgia perspective, they can make a positive introduction. Turkey may well be looking to just try and shut this game up a little, as Cardiolo on the far side puts the ball out of play, and that will be a throw. And we are going to see a couple of changes here for Georgia, and we are going to see the introduction, well, we're going to see the departure first of all of Chakvedadze, and he's going to be replaced by Davitashvili, who is coming on in the first of the changes. Quite surprised maybe that Chakvedadze going off. I thought he was having a pretty decent game all in all, but Zuriko Davitashvili will come on instead. And we're also going to see the introduction of the number 14 as well, and that is Luka Lokoshvili. He will also enter the fray for Georgia. It's getting confirmation, not held the board yet, as to who's going to be coming on as part of that change, but we'll get confirmation of that in a moment or two. And I think he's coming on this near side for Sitashvili, it would appear. Here comes Kakabadze with a ball in towards the edge of the penalty area. So fresh legs entering the fray for Georgia. I'm sure we'll see some shortly from Vincenzo Montella. As here they come again, just going to break down that right-hand side. Crunching challenge going in, but what looked like a fair one. The referee says it was. Mekvabishvili, it's gone out for a throw. Referee not interested. It was a crunching tackle. Perhaps he should have pulled up the one before, maybe. Georgia on the attack, edge of the Turkish penalty area. On the far side, left-footed ball, swung in towards the back post, towards Karatselia, who is there waiting. Headed on into the danger zone, that time by Lokoshvili. Edge of the penalty area with Lokoshvili again, down this left-hand side. Karatselia, once more. Oh, he skipped past the first challenge, tries to go through the second, but there's two red shirts who just basically gather the ball, and at that point, Luka Lokoshvili, the substitute, gets involved and concedes the free kick. But in the end, time is a little too physical, but they seem to be doubling up every time now on Kvaratskhelia as the way to try and stop it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he's certainly the one that whenever he gets the ball, you just feel that something is going to happen. He gets round the back of the defence so often. It's coming up with that killer ball, that precise ball. One that he played there was a header. Really, I felt that he should have done better really with directing that back onto the target. Instead, he tried to flick it on. But there's no doubt about it. They've got a goal in him, and the 75 minutes that I've seen has flown so quickly. It tells you what a great game we've seen.
Absolutely tanking it down right now. You were listening to Euro Game Day Live on Talk Sport 2, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. He's all right to continue. I never really thought there was too much of a doubt here for Matt Mullers, who has scored that rasping volley in the first half to give them the lead. He is okay. He will continue, and lots of discussion there between Montella and Arda Güler with instructions on this near side, but still no action from the Turkish bench with 14 minutes remaining.
Well, one thing is for sure, Adam, neither side are going to leave anything in the dressing room. Both of them have come into this game given everything they've got in terms of their A performance. Both teams have played magnificently well, and they promised that they were going to do this coming into the game, both teams, and they've come up with it, and they've certainly delivered.
And with the format as well, winning this game gives you a really good chance getting that one victory on the board of potentially making it out of the group. Yes, you probably need a little bit of luck elsewhere in the other groups, but there is a chance.
The other way of looking at this, everyone believes that the other two teams are going to dominate the group. They're going to finish first and second, but I'll tell you what, both of the other teams in this group will look at this game and think, blimey, if we do play either Georgia or Turkey, it's not going to be a stroll in the park.
You would be quite surprised. Those other two teams, of course, Portugal and Czechia. That game live gets underway at 8 o'clock UK time, 9 o'clock German time, of course, but the build-up from 7 over on Talk Sport with Adrian Durham, Jim Proudfoot and the former England captain Stuart Pearce. A reminder, the home nations are in action over the next 2 nights as well. Tomorrow night, Scotland against Switzerland is live on Talk Sport. That again is an 8 o'clock UK time kickoff. And then on Thursday night, England are underway. It's evening actually, it's 5 o'clock, Denmark against England. Both those games on Talk Sport, of course. If you've got the Talk Sport app, you can just swipe between the matches that are on Talk Sport 2 and Talk Sport. And you will need the app, of course, when we get into the final round of matches, when kickoffs happen simultaneously.
Just a moment there, Adam. I tell you, there was 2 versus 2 at the back. Turkey were really there for the taking. They just misplaced the last pass, one of the Georgian players there. But, it's a dangerous game they're playing, but they are looking at trying to score a third goal and kill the game.
They are, and we're actually going to see, I think, Arda Güler, who scored the second goal for Turkey, is the player that's actually being taken off here in the first of the changes for Turkey.
I think you like him.
Yeah, they do, don't they? There's no doubt about that. And we're going to see Yusuf Yüzücü coming on, the first of the changes. And we're also seeing the introduction of Merik Demirov, who is coming on to replace Kaan Alihan. And that's the 2 changes for Turkey this time round. And we'll see how there's a bit of reorganisation with Demirov going in, wearing the number 3 for Turkey. Plays his football in Saudi Arabia, and I've been quite impressed actually the fitness levels of some of these players who've been playing in Saudi Arabia. There was a lot of talk as to how fit they would be, but I think N'Golo Conte showed last night he's still pretty fit.
No, that's right. I think it's a competitive league, no doubt about that. I think sometimes they haven't got the strenuous schedule that you're blighted by in Europe, certainly in the Premier League.
Turkey just looking to slow things up a little here and take the sting out of this game with that 2-1 advantage with just over 10 minutes remaining. Down this near side, Georgia look to get it forward once more, and it again is the substitute Luka Lokoshvili who is trying to get himself involved, but Turkey win it back just inside the Georgian half on this near side, with Modric just trying to keep possession. Georgia will have a throw on this near touchline. Vincenzo Montella has gone for the raincoat, but Willy Sagnol is still just going for the suit jacket. I suspect he's got a few of those.
I've got to commend both managers as well. They've sent the teams out, well-coached teams. You see, well-motivated teams, as you'd expect in a game so important to both nations. But I think it shows you what can be done, in terms of providing an attacking-orientated team with lesser players. I'm talking about lesser players than the top nations. It shows you that you can play attractive, attacking football. You don't come in just to survive. You don't need to do that. I think it's credit to both teams. You'd pay to watch this, and it's a fabulous attendance here, and it's a game that will live long in the memory, I think.
The rain falling so hard now, Yilmaz just lost his footing for a moment then when trying to head a ball deep inside his own half. They have got a throw down this near side though. Just a quick word as well on the goal scorer. Goulet is the 5th youngest scorer at the Euros, 19 years and 114 days. Wayne Rooney, of course, one of those who sits above him still, but he's just slipped in there behind Stojkovic, between Stojkovic and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Certain players, when they've got the ball at their feet and they're above it, they've got like an artistry look to them. They just look balanced and just stylish. And he's that sort of player. On his left foot, he stands over the ball. And you can see what he's going to do before he does it. And think, wow!
Here they come down this left-hand side again, looking to try and put an early ball in. That time was Mikhail Tadze, gets it over. And Kvaratskhelia was trying the dramatic overhead kick. I think he feels he may have been caught in the face there. He's certainly still down on the floor, and the side of his head is the problem. Kvaratskhelia may have been
flailing elbow, I think, maybe. But nothing untoward.
Yeah, Abdul Karim Baracha is the player who I think caught him as he was defending that ball into the penalty area. Matt Muldish is another one who's down with looks like potentially a bit of cramp on this near side. Kvaratskhelia is still down.
Well, you won't want to lose him because he is the maverick. He's the one that makes them tick. And while he's on the pitch, you always feel they've got a chance in them, a goal in them, because if he doesn't score it himself, he's certainly more than capable of providing for a teammate.
Well, he is going to receive some treatment. So a reminder, you can keep up to date with everything from the Euros every morning. We've got the All Access podcast, as I mentioned. Gurham Kasia, who is the captain of the Georgian side, likes a good English football podcast. It helps him with his English language, apparently. But you can get this pod tomorrow morning, of course, wherever you get your podcast from. Sam Matterface and Alex Crook, joined by some top guests every single day in Germany, reviewing the previous day's action at the Euros. Of course, all 51 games live across the TalkSport network, but as well as that, shows, of course, throughout the day coming from Germany. Some fantastic guests. We've got Emmanuel Petit joining the team on Friday night, of course, and France are in action again. We're going to see another substitution here, and we're going to see Zeki Çelik coming on for Turkey. They're just waiting a moment to see exactly whether there needs to be a change with Matt Muldish. He's the player who is kind of signalling that he's in an element of discomfort. But first of all, we're going to see a change for Georgia, and it's going to be the introduction of their number 8 this time round. Waiting to see who wait for him to appear at this moment in time. They're just making the last change. Bodo Zezevadze is the player that's coming on, and Turkey are going to make a change. Just waiting for confirmation, and it's not going to be Matt Muldish. It's actually going to be Kenan Yıldız, the player that's coming off, unless they've realised they've made a mistake. No, it is going to be 18. They've put up 19 on the board. However, they've now decided he's going to be 18 instead. I'm glad to see they're actually going to make a couple of changes, it appears, so they're going to both come off. That's what the confusion was. Yıldız and Muldish both coming off. I'm glad to see the fourth officials in control here, Alvin. As if we need our lives made any more difficult. So Chilik is on.
I think, looking at the game so finely poised, 5 minutes ago, 2-1, one goal in it. These are crucial decisions by the managers.
Turkoglu is the other player that's coming on. Kerem Turkoglu for Turkey. As they're into the last 5 minutes. You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on Talk Sport 2. It's Turkey 2, it's Georgia 1. Are we in for a barnstorming finish? That's the question. And if we are, who is going to be the hero for Georgia?
Well, balance of play, Adam, you have to say that they've edged with Turkey, no doubt about that. Been some great goals, but you look at the way they played Georgia, the way they've responded to adversity, and it'd be hard to, for them, wouldn't it, to not take anything from this game after how well they played as well.
Davutashvili on that far side trying to get possession. There's a chance for a bit of a counter here. It's a 4-on-4 if Turkey can keep possession of the ball. Guardiola goes out wide onto that far side where Turkoglu was waiting, and now they've switched it to this right hand side. Chilik inside the penalty area. Chilik's eyeing up a chance. Does he know? He goes for the cross instead. Brilliantly beaten away. That's an absolutely terrific save to deny Yuzaju with a header, and no wonder they're hugging Mamardashvili in the Georgian goal, because that would have been the end of this game. That's a terrific flying stop.
Well, it's a great ball, it's a great header, and it's a great save. It should be 3-1. It's not because of the keeper, the size and the agility that he showed there. Well, another cameo of brilliant football.
Well, it's wonderful build-up play, that's for sure. Down that near side, really quite impressive. And here we are again with another corner for Turkey on that far side. Right for the ball swung into the danger zone and half cleared from the edge of that 6-yard box, and it'll be brought away on this near touchline by Kakabadze, and he gets it up to Karatelia. He'll lose possession though, and forward now comes Yuzaju out wide on this right hand side. Yilmaz looks to cut it across, and it'll ricochet off him and out of play for what will be a goal kick to Georgia away to our right hand side.
Well, they just look, Turkey, like they know what to do, how to see this game out. They're not sitting too deep. They're putting pressure on Georgia, not letting them build up any attack easily. So at the moment, you say for the first time in the game, you can see where it's going. 2-1, you'd have Turkey all day long, but it's been a game of surprises.
It has, and we're into the last 2 minutes. 2-1 to Turkey. Talk Sport 2. Good chance to get forward here again, this time for Georgi Kocha-Rashvili, who hit the woodwork earlier, and he's won his side a free kick. Going to be a yellow card for the Turkey skipper. Çalhanoğlu goes into the book. Take him on for the cause and for his team. 90 seconds plus stoppage time. Going to make another change as well, just to add to the drama. Altonashvili is coming on, and he'll enter the fray in place of Mekvabashvili. Here's the free kick, swung towards the far post. It was delivered in by Karatelia. I think he was looking to try and find Lokoshvili, but instead it's out of play, and it will be a throw on this near touchline. 1 minute of normal time, plus added time to go. Turkey 2, Georgia 1. Will it be heartbreak? And a rainy night in Dortmund for Georgia. Nodded down on that far side. And a run out of play for what will be a throw-in that's gone the way of Georgia again. Level with the penalty spot on that far side. Taken short. Kocha-Rashvili. Ball at feet wide on that far touchline. Skips between two. Goes down under the challenge. Referee says play on. Picked up by Yuzaju for Turkey. Lovely ball shifted out wide to this right hand side. Chilik is here with a chance to come forward for the Turks. Down this near side. Looks to try and find Yilmaz. Safely back to the feet of Mamardashvili, in the goal away to our right hand side. nodded down by Cilic again, but he's given possession away to Georgia immediately, and there's 4 white shirts coming forward. Now down this left-hand side, Kvaratskhelia. We're into 6 added minutes. Kvaratskhelia on this near touchline. Ball at feet, angle of the penalty area. Left-hand side, stream of white shirts in the box. Chance to get the crossing right-footed. Swung towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and it's cleared away and poked up in the air by Artukurlo. It was Altanashvili with the ball into the penalty area, and they'll have a throw on the far side, which Kakabadze will take, and another change coming for the Turkish national side as they try to see this game out. Alvin Martin.
Well, you can forgive them now for bringing defenders on, can't you, Turkey? They've played their game, they've been exceptionally good, but it's still only 2-1. 5 minutes of the extra time remaining. You know that now Georgia are going to commit people forward. There are going to be instances within the penalty area. It's at times like this, really, Adam, that you just need a little bit of luck. You know that there's going to be a moment, you always feel there's going to be one moment left in this game.
Sahi Ercan is the player that will come on to replace the skipper. We've had a minute of the 6 added on by our Argentinian referee Facundo Tello. Georgia with possession on the far side, back towards halfway. Kakabadze down that right touchline, ball lifted inside the penalty area. Chance here to get a ball back by Kosherashvili. He does pull it back, but it's headed away by Akaydon. Comes down towards the edge of the penalty area, and Kakabadze gets it forward again, but it's intercepted, and now Turkey will try and break down that left-hand side. 4 red shirts, but there's plenty back for Georgia, but the race is on here for Cashier, the skipper of the 36-year-old, and he wins it, and he gets it back to the goalkeeper, and out of play on the far side for a Turkish throw.
Well, it's got to look about it now. You feel that Georgia are going to push people forward, and you have a decision to make as a Turkish player. Do you let him go, or do you go with your run? If you let him go and he ends up scoring, then you're a villain. But I think you have to go with him, and that really seizes the game in terms of what they want to do, Georgia. And it's about really Turkey having to combat it. But the important thing is when Turkey do get the ball, keeping possession. If you keep possession at this stage of the game, it kills the game. But not many teams are good enough to do that.
2 of the 6 minutes that have been added have been played. Charge on this time by Davitashvili on that far side. Gets it out wide to this left-hand side. Duali is there. Flips the ball forward to Kvaratskhelia, who looks to charge the byline. Cuts the ball back across. Well, forwards. Chance to finish it. Oh, and he's missed it. Mikhail Tadze was there. Kosherashvili was there. And neither of them, as they came together, could put the ball into the bottom corner as it was cut back. They just almost got in each other's way.
That's it, there's too many people there. I mean, they're too desperate to score. But you're not going to get a better chance than that. They've got round the back, the main man has supplied a cross, and they haven't finished it off. And you do wonder if that really is that.
Wile Sanyol has his head in his hand, and it's no surprise. Mikhail Tadze, who scored Georgia's goal in this game, probably was coming in at the better angle, but he was just being put off by Kosherashvili, who was alongside him. He hit the woodwork earlier. They've been 2 key players who've provided key moments for Georgia in this game, but between them, neither could find the finish.
Well, if he just lets his number 6 get a free run at that, then it's in the back of the net. But like you said, both of them are desperate to score. Both of them can't wait to get the shot away, and they get in each other's way.
This one's inside the penalty area, and it's well defended, and the referee says very well defended, because it's not actually going to be a corner for Georgia. It's going to be a free kick, and he just did enough then, did Abdulkarim Barasha, who's got booked early on, but he's had a decent game thereafter. 4 minutes of the 6. Remember, Turkey have lost all opening games at Euros. This could be their first victory in the group on match day 1. It's launched forward by Dunok this time. Chested down at the edge of the Georgian penalty area. Cashier, the captain, will try and launch another attack. It could be the final chance Georgia get. They may have already had their final chance, and what a good one it was too. Here they come, lovely switch of play out to this left-hand side. Duali, one of the centre-halves, is there. Tries to clip the ball down the line towards Kvaratskhelia. Couldn't find him. headed up in the air and knocked forward by Lokoshvili this time. And there's a foul, and it will be a free kick. Left hand side, midway inside the Turkish half. Koşarashvili is the player that's fouled. And it's all on Karatelia here with a minute to go.
Poor foul to give away that. Poor foul. You know, it's in an area now where they can deliver into the box. It's probably one of the last moments they'll get, and you've given a needless free kick away.
And here comes Mamadashvili, the keeper's up as well. All 6'6" of him inside the area. Karatelia delivers, flicked on and down and palmed away. Chance to finish off, deflected over the bar. What a block that is! Akaidon in the 6-yard area with a stunning block to deny the goal that would have equalised this game for Zezevadze. It's hit the post.
It hits the post. Look, it's one of them. The keeper can't go. It comes across bodies. Then when it comes back out, you know, you think he's going to keep it on target. He hits into the ground. And it's a header in the end that takes it on. Well, that should be a goal.
Here's the corner. Karatelia from this near side over. It's headed out. That's going to be another corner if there's time, because we've had 6 minutes already. Mamadashvili, the goalkeeper, is still up there for Georgia inside the Turkish penalty area. It's 2-1 to Turkey. We've had the 6 minutes. Karatelia gets it in. It's punched away. Whistle to the referee's lips. He'll wait a moment. Oh, now the break's on. Now a chance for Turkey to finish it off. The chase is on as he races towards goal. He's got an open goal. He finishes the game in style. And Turkey, courtesy of Artu Kurlo, have won this game by 3 goals to 1. The most dramatic and extraordinary of endings so far in Euro 2024. Georgia desperately searching for the equalising goal. They hit the post. They have a certain goal headed over the crossbar, and from the resultant corner with the keeper in the penalty area, it's a breakaway goal for Karim Artukurlo for Turkey. It's his 6th goal for his country, and the celebrations begin. The massive Turkish contingent inside this Dortmund stadium, they will be celebrating into the night, because Turkey have won their first ever opening fixture at the Euros. It's Turkey 3, Georgia 1.
Well, Adam, we've just been privileged to see by far, by a country mile, the best game so far in the tournament. And I didn't see it coming, I've got to admit, but it's had everything. And I think the ending to the game has just about summed it up. Absolutely phenomenal. Entertainment, absolute desire by both. And what a crowd there. They've witnessed it as well and are showing their appreciation. Unbelievable game.
And the final whistle is blown by our Argentinian referee, Facundo Tello. What a game. But it's a rainy night in Dortmund for Georgia. They've been beaten here by Turkey, but while heartbroken right now, there is no doubt about it. They have done their country and themselves proud. An astonishing game of football, and right at the death, in added time of added time, they almost found that equalising goal, only to concede a third with their goalkeeper inside the penalty area. An extraordinary game of football, full of passion, pride, joy, excitement, wonderful goals, and technically some fantastic football. But the passion on the field as well as off the field, quite extraordinary. Georgia's first game in a final, major final, ends in defeat, and Turkey take the 3 points for the first match here in Group F. Right, we'll take a moment to catch our breaths as we take a look at the King performance thanks to Burger King.
King Performance on TalkSport 2 with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction with the Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus. Order your Burger King delivery now.
Well, both sets of players are applauding their supporters. There's tears on both sides, as you would expect. There's Georgian heartbreak. There's Turkish tears of joy. In fact, you could almost call it Alvin Turkish delight. And I'm guessing for your King performance of the match, you're probably going to pick one of those Turkish superstars.
Well, I've gone for a touch. You know what? There were Georgian players who come into it as well, Adam. You've got to say their talisman, Karatelia, he was unbelievable all night. And for him to end up on the losing side is crazy. But the goal of the night, I mean, there were so many to pick from. I mean, you were blessed, but I did say at the time, I felt it was the goal of the tournament. It was Gula, with his left foot, who set them on the way to victory, and it was spectacular to say the least. And it wasn't just that. I think he had a look about him, a panache, and he's going to grow into this competition. You watch him, he's already a name, Real Madrid and etc. But that goal was stunning.
Yeah, Arda Güler with the Turkish second goal, and that picks him the King Performance Man of the Match tonight. So that was our King Performance pick in association with Burger King.
King Performance on TalkSport 2 with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction with the Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus. Order your Burger King delivery now.
Well, what an extraordinary game of football to kick off Group F. The celebration's still going on within the BVB Stadion in Dortmund, particularly for those Turkish players as they celebrate their first ever victory on match day one in the group stages of the Euros. It puts them in a really good position for qualification now. They'll take on Portugal here again on Saturday, and then obviously Czechia in Hamburg to conclude their group campaign. Next up for Georgia, it's Czechia in Hamburg, and then Portugal in Gelsenkirchen on June the 26th. The most attempts on goal I think we've seen in the tournament so far. An extraordinary game of football. A pleasure to enjoy it with you, Alvin Martin, as ever. The former England World Cup player, of course, will be back throughout this Euros tournament. But it's Turkish delight on match day one for the Turks. Georgia, it ends in a heartache. Full time in the first match of Group F of Euros.
With Carly, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
This Euros, The Sun is bringing you all the gossip, goals and giants of the game. Get insights and analysis from Harry, should have been England manager, Redknapp, Jack, the maestro, Wilshere, Gordon, no nonsense, Strachan, and Jurgen, the winner, Klinsmann. You won't want to miss it. Don't miss out, only in The Sun.
Well, you can see why people are talking about Asda, can't you?
Of course, on paper, Asda have a great lineup with 2 for £7 on Coke 8 packs. Then there's pizza price drops, including the talented spicy chicken fajita flavour and classic 4 cheese deep dish. Worth £3 each, now £2 each.
And don't forget the dependable garlic flatbread was £1.80, now £1.50. What a lineup!
Get match ready at Asda this summer. Asda, that's more like it. Selected stores online subject to availability. Coke 330ml, £4.25 each. Pizzas and flatbread end 17th of July. May exclude express in small stores. See asda.com/small stores.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 25% more on every single game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app, only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders are 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+, begambleaware.org.
It's the event we've all been waiting for. The 30-metre vacuum is on! He's really ramping up the power. Straight around the first corner, overtaking Pepper. Oh no! He's hit a hurdle. It must be a coin. Great recovery. And now he's on the home straight. This could be a personal best. And he's done it. Incredible scenes. He really has cleaned up.
British Gas, powering home fans during this summer of sport.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction, like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. On the beach, on the beach, on the beach.
Booking geniuses, save your summer. Get a wiggle on and book yourself a bargain with On the Beach. Big budget or small, we've got a mega holiday for all. Should have been a rapper. On the Beach, book like a genius, holiday like a fool.
ATO protected.
On the beach.
Settle down for a night of crime. Witness a heist. Follow a car chase.
Eat too much popcorn. Meet a mafia boss. Join in on a bank robbery. Think about making a cup of tea. Be too comfortable to get up. For less.
Selected IKEA sofas are now at a new lower price, along with thousands of other products. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Euro Game Day Live, delivered by TalkSport.